Are you a brewhead? I'm a brewhead. Are you a brewhead? I'm a brewhead. Y'all are brewheads? Yeah, we brewheads. So pour a glass of craft beer, we can do this. Yeah.
What's good, y'all? This is C-Certified Brewhead, and welcome to episode 17 of Beer and Other Shit, the podcast, Business of Beer, goddammit. Ladies and gentlemen, this is an episode we have been trying to put together for the last year or so, and I'm actually really glad that it worked out how it did, because once we get into it, you'll see that a lot has changed in this last year, and this would be one of the first times, one of, if not the first time, we've really kind of talked about this topic in depth on the pod, which is sort of mergers and acquisitions of breweries, and particularly from people who are going through it right now. And just to get the real story of how these things work, I feel like there's a lot of hypotheses about this type of situation when a brewery acquires another one, or there's a merger, or whatever it might be. And sort of, do they change everything, come and gut the company and change the beers, or do they just let them, what's the vibes? How is it? I always feel like it's probably mostly net negative comments online, but they always come from people who don't know jack. And I feel like this is a great opportunity to kind of like set the record straight in generally speaking on how these things work, and also speak to the individual situation here. So I'm super stoked. These guys are good long-time friends of the show, so I'm very hyped to get this happen. So let me see if I can do this smooth. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Aaron Spinney of MERIT Brewing, Sam Corbeil of Sawdust City in the building. You sex gods. There we go. Gentlemen, welcome. Great to see you both. We made it. We did it. God damn it.
It took a while, but glad we're here.
Glad to have you boys, man. This is awesome. Thank you guys for doing this. I feel like people would be really excited to hear from you both, talk about all this stuff. So this is super fun. You both have curated some fire beers, as expected, for the pod. And we're going to start with a little bit of sawdust action right here with this gem, Fire Glow Czech-Style Dark Lager, goddammit. And Spinney is going to be drinking a little something different. What do you got there, Uncle Aaron? Because we had a little
Fire Glow. We thought this was an illusion.
Oh, you just got the light version.
It's like the Ember Glow.
That works.
I've got the Evernice Lager
Glorious.
from MERIT.
Just a classic right there. Sam, tell us about this one, bro.
It's our take on a Czech-Style Dark Lager. Came out last year for the first time at the LC. It's coming back starting in a couple weeks. We have it out at the brewery right now.
Nice.
If anyone is familiar with the song Lodestar by Sarah Harmer, that's the inspiration for this particular song. It's I absolutely love that song, and it's just sort of about just being under the stars at night, kind of hanging out by a campfire or whatever. But like the song is it's one of those songs that still, like, when I hear it, like, you get goosebumps.
Yeah, man.
I love that song. So anyways, I wanted to make a beer to things that I like to make beer about things that I like. So there you go.
I love it. And is this the first time you've done this, or no? This is
no, we did it last year.
Okay. Sam, that Gravenhurst Wi-Fi. Whoa.
Yeah, we did it last year for the LP. This is and it comes back again. We did it last year in the fall. This year it's hitting in the winter.
Okay, gotcha. Is your phone okay?
I lost your sound there, Craig.
Can you hear me? Hello? Can you try talking, Spinney?
Yeah.
You can hear me?
I don't have any sound.
I can't see Sam either.
Yes, no, we're gone. We could pause for a second, actually. Let's pause for a second. We'll figure this out. We'll be right back. Alrighty, we're back. We're all sorted. So, anything else you need to know about this beer, Sam?
No, just it's
oh my gosh, not
No.
again. Oh.
Oh my God.
Oh no. Okay, I'm gonna pause. Alrighty, we are back. Technology, guys, I tell you what, it's a blessing and a curse. All right, this is it. Oh, come on. And we're pausing. We are back. We are back with full screen Sam right now. We're good. We're back in business. Hopefully.
Yes.
I had to get an upgrade from phone to laptop.
And we're here. Look at it. You get more Sam. More
Yeah.
Sam for your buck. Look at that. I love it. Here for it. This beer fire, by the way, bro. This is great. I'm seeing on Untapped here. It's from inspired by that You brew pub in Prague, which I've heard a lot about.
Yeah, it's such an awesome spot. Like, oh my god, the first time we went there, I didn't need it's got that old timey old world European flair. You walk inside, it's all post and beam and all this stuff. It's super, and there's a guy with an accordion, and I didn't even know that there was an entire backyard. So the next time I went, like a couple years later, we walked through the building and out to the back, and there's like this expansive, like outdoor patio, beer garden. It's like, how the hell did we miss this? It's like, that the TARDIS in Doctor Who. You walk in.
Yeah. That's sick. Is this the place? This is the only beer they do?
I think they had something. I think they have another beer, but this is the main beer that they do.
That's the main one.
If you go there, they give you this.
That's all it is.
I mean, it was 20 years ago now. No, shit. The last time I was there was 20 years ago. It'll be 20 years ago this April.
Damn. That's exciting. Now he's gonna get back, bro.
I know, right? Well, yeah, I'll be back. Anyway.
Yeah, you gotta get back. I gotta get there so bad. It's very tough on my list. I'm here for it. This is fire, literally and figuratively. Spinney, ever nice. Tell them about it. Show the can.
Oh yeah, sorry.
That's okay.
I just got distracted. Ever nice.
Look at it. What is it?
That's it. It's a dry lager, easy drinking.
Like,
Light lager. It's a beer for doing things, really. Just
All right.
you got something to do, that's the beer for it.
All right. Beer for doing things. It's fucking awesome.
Cutting grass. That's a lot. It's my dad's. It's my dad's lawnmower beer. I made the beer so he can cut his grass. He was cutting it without it too, but he just wanted something to pair with it.
Which makes more sense. I think it's definitely a much nicer task with the beer for doing things. That's awesome. That's a banger. I love it. So this one, Figlo LCBO, seasonal for fall.
December. It hits first week of December.
Oh, beautiful. So we're getting the preview. Love it. And then Spinney Evernice is year round, right?
Yeah, we're getting to that point. Yeah, where it's going to be around all the time.
Beautiful. Is it LCBO or brewery only?
Just brewery only, yeah.
Love it.
And licensee, but not LCBO.
Gotcha. Beautiful. Love it. Here for it. Boys. So as I was saying in the intro, we're going to be talking about the mergers and acquisition stuff tonight, which I'm super excited about because I know a little bit about it, but I want to hear it from y'all. Like, it's just going to be, I'm fascinated. So I think to set this up, we were talking about this long before any of this stuff was happening, which is why I think this is cooler now. I don't think people know the history between you guys. So maybe you guys you could like jump back and forth and sort of tell people about like how you guys connected, how you work together over the years to kind of like set the scene to show why this is even a more interesting story than just two dudes who happen to be involved in this shit.
Sure. I think the first time we met,
two white dudes.
It was at the Niagara College. Spinney was a student, and I was helping John Downing with working in the brewery and teaching one of the classes. And like immediately, Spinney's like imagination and just his thought process was it was eye-catching, and he was don't
butter me up.
He's a nice guy to hang around with too, so we kind of hit it off right away. I remember telling him, like, if I ever get a chance to hire someone, I'll hire you. But then, like, we hadn't even opened yet as Sawdust. Like, this was in us doing our pilot batches at the school and just still getting ready for Sawdust. So we weren't in the position to hire someone. So Spinney, I think you took a job somewhere at Monkeys right out of school.
Yeah. I was at Fly Monkeys for 10 months beforehand. Yeah, we met September 2011 after I came back from Halifax.
Yeah.
Damn.
But then after, it was interesting. Once we worked together, we realized that like I was a part of some of those first, like the first triple in that wine barrel, blueberry wine barrel.
Yeah.
And the first dry hopping, we dry hopped into the Bright tank, which was a no.
Well, yeah. We had to do. It was
Hey, that's
it was
16 years ago.
Jesus.
yeah. And anyways, the time when we finally had a chance to hire somebody, Sawdust, that was like our first person we hired was Spinney, and we were still brewing at Black Oak, so you were living in Toronto and I was living in Bracebridge, setting up the place in Gravenhurst.
Yeah.
And Spinney was brewing all the beers for Sawdust at Black Oak.
Yeah, I moved down. And delivering and doing events. It was fun. It was like a two-man team. You just send me like text every day is what you got to do, and I do it. But yeah, I moved down from Barrie, and I moved into Sam's condo in like Gladstone area, Sudbury Street. And then I worked full time at Black Oak, which was weird because like you hear of contract breweries, but like you wouldn't like let someone work there full time that doesn't work there. I don't know. It was kind of a unique situation.
Yeah, we had our own tanks there. We had like 4 fermenters at Black Oak, and Ken was a beauty, so he let us sort of. It was not just us; it was also Cheshire Valley was in there, so he was very communal. Ken was like
Road,
yeah, which was the 2 brewers from
Radical
Road. Yes, you're right.
Yes, they're in the East End now. Yeah.
So
okay,
Ken was he allowed a lot of community to grow out of Black Oak, and Ken was
and Snowman. Remember Snowman?
Oh, the first gluten-free brewery.
Yeah, they had a whole brew house there. They had a separate brew house up there.
Yeah, like it was a real hotbed of activity in the.
Yeah, it was cool.
And we owe a lot to Ken for what he allowed us to do, and it's he was an OG, and it was. We wouldn't be where we are if it wasn't for Ken and allowing us to do that, and I'll start our shop there, and then give us time to set up in Gravenhurst. And finally, when we did open, Spinney was able to come up and help set up Sawdust the proper and get us open for that would have been 2014.
Yeah, I think our first brew was in June or something, June 28th or something. I don't know.
Something like that.
One of us have a photo of it all.
I found the photo of this last year, so it's been like 11 years of it at Sawdust.
Wow. That's amazing. Did you move up to Bracebridge? To Gravenhurst, Spinney?
Yeah. I live like a block away. Just like finish purging a tank or washing a tank, sitting at the bar, then I'd walk home after and go back to work the next day.
That's pretty convenient. God damn it. Okay, that's sick. So then you guys were working together.
Yeah. It was fun. It was cool.
No, go on. I cut you off.
I think he's cutting in and out. I think he's
am I cutting out?
Yeah.
Okay, maybe I thought you were pausing, but maybe it was a cutting out. That makes so much more sense. That makes so much more sense. I was
because it was like mid-word. You're like,
it's on purpose.
It's on purpose. I love that Hamilton Wi-Fi. How long were you at? How long did you work out of Gravenhurst for?
I guess June 2014, and then I left April 4th, 2016.
Okay, so just shy of 2 years.
Yeah.
But
I worked for almost exactly. I worked for 3 years and 2 days for Sawdust.
Oh, if you include Black Oak, gotcha.
No, not count. No one's counting though.
Okay, no one's counting that. What did you just say? Sorry, Sam.
I was going to say plus the Black Oak time.
Plus the Black Oak time as well. Okay. When you guys met at Niagara College, so Sam, you were a teacher and Spinney, you were a student there, right?
Correct. Yeah.
Okay. And y'all just clicked. Is that really what it was? You just got along and realized that you sort of maybe shared some of the same sort of perspectives or whatever on beer? Or like how did you realize that like as a professor and as a student that like, hey, we could like work together and
it's not like there's a huge age difference here. And we were all sort of like,
true.
There was like, again, that there was a sense of that first year. You guys the first year. You guys were the second year students at that time, and there was a double cohort of first year students. So there's a lot of people in there that are now populated in the Ontario craft brewing industry as we know it today. That started there at that time, and it was just beyond. And across the country even, but like it was just that situation being in there. There was so much brewing talk, and people just imagination. And at that time, everything seemed possible. Like it was so exciting to be a part of that. And it looked like everything, like at that time, like that was when we had all that momentum in the craft beer world, and everything, the future was so bright, and it was just a great place to be. And that excitement.
It was 1969, man, you know?
Yeah,
She was just about to pop.
It was a hotbed of like energy and just, fun. Like we hung out too. Like it was great.
There was a lot of events. There was a lot of like opportunities to see each other, and have fun.
So we would talk about like what, this is kind of what we saw Sawdust being, and Spinney had some great, ideas, and like we had fun doing events and stuff. Like we had a great time. Like it was a blast. Like it was so much more open and less controlled than it is, which probably at some points wasn't great. But like,
yeah, yeah, that's for sure. Yeah, we smartened up kind of.
Yeah, we've had 10 years to get better.
But I think also you got to remember, like at that time, like Sam, you started 3-4 years before, right? 2006 was it?
Yeah, I my first year I started in brewing in January 2006.
Yeah.
So
like what there was a roughly like 32, 34 breweries in Ontario at that time, maybe.
Yeah.
And then when I started there was 63, right? So that we didn't even hit 100 until maybe late 2015. Damn. And then it just exploded. Then now wherever we are now, it's 400. It didn't take another 10 years to hit 200. That's for sure.
That's a good point. Okay,
so it was a small community. It was a small community. Everyone was in it for each other, and I don't know. It was different than just a business, I think.
Yeah, like that first year, we were able to go to festivals across the province. I remember Ottawa was a hotbed. Like they hadn't really hit. Like a lot of the breweries that are there now that are staples didn't exist at the time. So we actually had a pretty good market set up in Ottawa. So we would go to these Ottawa beer festivals. BTP was just kicking off with their first location. Like Tooth and Nail didn't exist at the time. There was some other smaller breweries that have now since gone. But like it was so much fun, that first Ottawa Beer Festival down in like that right downtown. Like it was so much fun. Like it was just
that Arrow and Loon, right? That was like
that was another great one.
Yeah, I remember going to the BTP's 2-year anniversary. That was maybe 2014, 2015. So like, yeah, there was nothing at that time, right? I think most of those guys came out of that Members of Parliament, which was the BAOS homebrewing club.
Oh, jeez.
Right. And now remember that guy? Do you remember that guy? That Square Timber guy?
Yeah, I got his glass right over here. I was just looking at it.
No way. I still think about that glass all the time. I broke it years ago, but he was such a nice guy, and he made really good beer. He made like that's my favorite shape of glass. If we're gonna nerd out about glassware, that's my glass right there.
That's the one. Hell yeah.
You know what? I was gonna pick up and drink out of it last week, and I picked it up. I'm like, I'll totally break this. I'm not gonna.
Yeah, don't.
I took one that I have 3 glasses of this one. If I break that, okay, I got backups.
You just got to top shelf that now.
Don't let it collect dust.
Yeah,
it's your only move. So it was a pretty impactful time for you guys back then, and it was like you say, Wild West, exciting, and you were sort of like you said, two-manning a upstart company that was like, that's pretty serious. That's some like pretty hectic shit to go through with somebody. To know how they handle stress and challenges, and like,
it was a lot of fun though too, because we were setting it up, but we weren't just setting up the brewery. We were setting up the ethos and sort of idea of Sawdust. It wasn't just a physical brewery; it was also the brand, and creating that and the energy behind it was just as fun as physically putting new tanks in and designing the flow of the production plant. Like setting up a bar, setting up everything. Like all the bits and pieces come together, setting up the canning line. Like, but there was a lot, and that's an exciting time until you get into like, you know, now we're in this phase where it's like, this is a business. It needs to be run like this. There has to be money coming generated at one end to create business to exist. When we were younger, it was just, this is awesome, let's do it.
Yeah. Work hard and then go to an event and then go back to work. And then, you know, but there was a lot more opportunities for that too, right? Like we would work really hard doing everything. Like I remember like brewing and delivering in the same day and kegging and, you know, quite those things. And then all of a sudden be like, oh shit, we forgot about an event. We got to go to this event tonight. And then like, all right, let's do it. Like hop on the subway or on the east end of Toronto. And then
I look at these photos from back at the time, and I'm like, you know, you're sitting on the couch, you're looking through your old memories. We were everywhere. Like you're like every week you're in this different spot. You're like, damn, it was a lot of fun and it was great. It wasn't just us growing up, but the Ontario scene was growing up too, and it was a very fun time to be a part of.
That's awesome.
I always like take the quote from Almost Famous, where like if you were lonely, go to the store and go to the record store and visit your friends. But like you can just go to the LCBO and see all your buddies, you know, and visit them that way, or go to these festivals. But a lot of these events don't exist, right? Like it was a big time for even like small bars like Get Well or, you know, the Only or the Wren. They would just do like random tap takeovers and events. And like I remember like what sales rep could sell more samples in a night wrestling match, essentially. Like just making shit up, but people would show up.
The Battle of the Bands at the Only.
Oh yeah,
MC Madhouse.
That's hilarious. I still say Ted DiBiase in my head because of that song.
So we did an event this summer we did a poetry slam at the Only, and I found that video, and that was one of my poetry readings was that
fucking upright bass. That's funny. And you know what? I also sent someone Lance the Pants Splitter the other day.
Oh my God.
Actually, that was this morning. Someone sent me their kids' lumber. Oh, Emma Walsh sent me her kid's lumberjack costume from a few years ago, and I was like, oh, actually, here's something we did.
One of the first things in Sawdust that we did.
Yeah, I wasn't even up. I drove up there for that.
There was some good production values in that.
That was fun. Neil filmed that all, I think.
It's still on the YouTubes, right?
Oh yeah, just type in Lance the Pants Splitter from the Brokeback Mounties, which doesn't, you know, we got to change the name of that, but
nah,
that's what you were talking about back then, you know, using names. Hold on, I just got to.
Yeah, the dog. Yeah, no stress. Okay, so like you guys went through some shit together, so it's a pretty.
There's history.
There's a lot of history. And it's cool to see y'all like reminisce over that, because like I imagine you probably don't really take the time. You probably don't have the time to really do that often. You guys?
No, we actually hadn't. You know, we got to hang out for the first time. Like, spend a lot of time together. Like, a couple of weeks ago, we went to Montreal for our hop selection. It was great to, you know, a lot of times like if you're at an event or you're just going for like a day, it's just small talk, and you don't really get to sit in the car for 5 hours and talk. And then go around Montreal and visit all the cool spots, and then do it again the next day. Drive back.
Hell yeah! What'd you hit in Montreal?
Started at Missorum, and then we went to what's that place called? Spinney, remember?
Brewski?
Milan.
Oh, you went to Milan, yeah.
And then we went to British Yale. Had a
the 30th anniversary of Le Fin du
Mont. Wow,
so we went there, and then we went to Brewski, and then we went to Cheval Blanc, and then we went to Benelux, and then we went back to Dortmunder.
The water smoked meat.
Yeah,
that's a long day.
It was.
Yeah, we packed it in.
We only had 24 hours in Montreal, so it was like,
let's go.
Go.
You probably at each place for like 30 minutes.
Well, when we got to Dortmunder, and like I still had the car, and I'm like, this is the third stop, and these are all 9%. We got to get rid of this car like ASAP, because like
That's a great
5
time.
different versions of Le Fin de Mont, right? So it's like,
Yeah.
You gotta try them all.
Yeah, you gotta.
thankfully
Yeah,
they
that was fun.
had stampies. They were not like glasses, just stampies. We had like,
Which was the best?
Yeah, no.
I know Messo's one was
Yeah.
different, but
Le Fin de Mont was the best.
the OG, yeah,
The
that was
original, the OG. Some of
they
them were great. They were all great.
Yeah, I heard they were pretty. Did they do a different version for the 30th from Unibrew side? Did they do a?
Yes, they did. They had a different
Okay.
version as well.
Okay, sick. I love that. So smart. I saw a lot of that stuff online. Okay, so y'all got to hang out and kick it. Beautiful. So then, after you left in, was it 2016? Spinney left Sawdust. You left to start Merit.
Yeah,
And-
I left to start Merit, but we weren't really at a time yet where I could work there full time. So I ended up working for Sessions Canning, which is now Vessel.
Okay.
But I became the third employee at that spot.
Dope.
I don't know why these numbers matter. They don't matter at all.
No, it's good to mention it because it gives us a
is.
historical perspective, which is what we're doing here.
You were at the startup of a lot of places.
Yeah, look at
Yeah,
you.
that was a
Spinney
fun. That was
started
other than the driving. That was a fun job.
Well, it gives you a unique perspective that you get to see the inside and the inner workings of all these breweries, and it gives you a perspective of like
Yeah.
the entire Ontario.
I was excited to go into it. Like, I'm going to learn so much as I build my own kind of space for someone else. And then it was just like, oh, everyone did not plan this ahead. Like the cider places were kind of the shocker because that's when like cider was just blowing up at the time. And the owner used to call it cider cowboys. Like they just bought random sized tanks and it was nuts.
Right.
But I really learned my love of hotels from that job. Really enjoy a good hotel.
Hey, I respect it. So then, did you feel, as you were setting up Merit, then did you feel that you got what you needed to start that by going through what we just talked about with Sam and Sawdust?
No.
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 When I say got what you
do,
needed, I mean to start your own business. Did you feel like at least you got the knowledge, or was there still like a shit ton more that you didn't have to deal with?
I don't know. You never know everything. I think it set me up enough to ask the right questions, hopefully, or learn it the hard way, which was always kind of going to happen.
Right.
You learn a lot, and then like unfortunately, like at that time I was 28, 29. That's crazy. So like, I don't know. I was looked kind of like when you talk to engineers and stuff, they would just kind of talk over you or look over you because like it's just some dumb kid in the corner.
Right.
So a lot of times, like the engineers would be like, "Oh, well, it says it on the paper, so it must be right." Like the amount of times I was told I was wrong, and then like made someone show up to the brewery and be like, "Ha, see, like you're wrong." It was just like over and over and over again because they're like, "Well, you're wrong." Like, okay. So you learn a lot, that's for sure. And I know more now than I did yesterday, that's for sure.
I get it. Okay, sick. So then did you guys, Sam, did you help Spinney at all? Were you involved in any sort of, were you like at the very least like a sounding board for anything to do with Merit at all?
No. Just a happy observer getting to watch.
I did ask some like preliminary questions early on, but I think that was before you knew about it as well.
Oh yeah, I mean, like the thing
it was like, what does a bill look like? How do you order grain? Like, I don't know. I was just the show up, put bags in a mill kind of guy,
Right.
I think that everyone helps everybody. There's always this inherent need to make the whole industry better anyway. So there's always this, everybody wants to help everybody grow. And it still, I still haven't seen that change. It still seems like it's that way 20 years later. So hopefully that continues.
Mm-hmm.
Even with, as competition gets tighter and this industry gets a little bit harder, hopefully that sense of community stays.
Yeah. I kind of feel like it will. That's the one thing that seems to be the most consistent no matter where I've been and anyone we've talked to, or whether it's Canada, States, Australia. It feels like community is the strong in any industry I've ever seen. I've never seen anything like craft beer to this day. As far as
You can.
go,
Sorry.
no, that's it.
I
As
was
far as
like,
what you're
you can
talking
just,
about,
like, you can feel the real ones, like you just know. And then at a certain age, like you've done it long enough that you want to see someone else come up, right? Like Max Scherzer and Trey Savage, like. But you know what I mean. I don't know. At some point, you want to cheer on other people. I think like you become an ambassador, and also like what I like a cheerleader for the industry, and you hope for the best, and you want everyone to succeed. And if they're making bad beer, it's not the worst thing to tell them smarten up.
totally. If they can handle that feedback, I mean, it's probably the one thing I feel like brewers are the harshest about their own stuff more than anyone else I've met in any kind of industry. Like they want the feedback, and it's like I feel like I always want. I don't know. You want to like shit on something, and because it's so subjective a lot of the time. So it's like I don't know who the fuck am I to tell you your stuff isn't good enough. I don't know. Like it's so, but I feel like the brewers always want to like improve stuff and really want like, okay, what should I do? What do you think? Like I like that a lot. I think that's like a really cool. It's like
luckily we have Untapped to tell us every day.
Speaking of that, did you see all
I keep getting emails from them.
Did you see the updates?
I saw, some like it just looks like new icons and stuff. I don't like. I don't have an account.
Oh, it's Untapped's my favorite thing. For my, I don't use it for anything except keeping track of what I drink, because otherwise I got no real way to do it. I used to have manual spreadsheets and stuff. It was ridiculous. So it's extremely convenient, but they were bought out. I talked about this we did a pod last night. We talked about it for ages, but they were bought out by some company called ECOS, EKOS.
ECOS what?
Yeah, and guess what's on there now? Poland spring water, Diet Coke. You can check into Diet Coke on this, because what they're trying to do is sell the verified venue to non-beer venues so that everything that they have can be checked into. But so on the Untapped subreddit, these dudes are losing their mind. People are pissed, but you can just go in there and you can turn off. No, I don't want to see like THC drinks, wine's on there, spirits, or RTDs. I'm sorry. Cider's always been there. I think that was the main other thing.
It literally sounds like the drinks world, though. Like for a while, everything was craft beer, and then all of a sudden there was all these other drinks. It just seems like a microcosm of the real world. Like what happened?
It's unfortunate because it's populated and made popular by beer nerds. So now that we don't have a place anymore to do, I know there's a problem, and I know you're joking but serious about they'll tell us how it is because they're a bunch of opinionated people.
I didn't know. I heard the conversation with my marketing guy talking to them about this verified. I was sitting here and I just heard him talk. I knew it was Untapped. They were talking about the verified locations, all this stuff. I was just half listening, but this all makes way more sense now. Like, I guess you have to figure out a way to continue to grow your business. If that industry that you're in is ceasing to grow at the same rate, you have to find a new way. If you want your business to continue to succeed, which is part of this whole reason there are mergers. Like things are changing. You have to change with the industry or die. And we're seeing a lot of deaths, and it's like those are very depressing. And some of them are big OGs, like that have been around. And you're like, how did that place go away? As big as they were, they still had to leave.
Yeah, it's a good point. If you look at it like that, I get it. And the thing is, at least if they give you an option for the beer nerds to just like turn that other shit off so you don't see it. Because I go through my feed, no one's checking into anything. But I just did a test today, and I typed in like bread and butter for wine, which is a wine that Tiff likes. I couldn't see it there. I'm like, okay. Then I looked for Diet Coke because I saw someone put a screenshot, and I found there was like 7 check-ins. And people were putting how you can upload a photo. They were uploading a photo of like Trump drinking a Diet Coke or something, just like clowning and trolling on there and stuff. Yeah, basically. And
I'm gonna only do soda pops.
Yeah, that's what you should do. On tap, that's all you pop in. Just straight Fanta and Mountain Dew and shit.
And I'll have to download. But RTDs are considered craft beer in Ontario, so I guess that does make sense.
I guess so. I'm not mad at the cider. Makes sense. Mead makes sense. RTDs, THC drinks, I love them. I'm not mad at. I guess I'm not mad at Diet Coke. Seems like and Poland. That's the only one I saw someone do a screenshot. I bet you could check into Dasani or something ridiculous
That's
like
weird.
that. Let me check.
Why would you want to? Outside of like being like as a joke, what is even the point?
I think it's
I
like.
guess there are water bars
Oh, it's not.
that you can have different waters from. Like,
what's another water
Dasani's
brand?
terrible.
Yeah, Aquafina, isn't that the American one? Aquafina, see, it's on there. Dasani wasn't
What's
on there.
the local Aberfoyle?
No, that's not
locally.
What's a Aberfoyle? Okay, maybe they haven't done all of that yet. Foyle.
Nestle.
Nope, not that one. No, oh yeah, let me put Nestle and just see what happens.
I'm not a big bottled water drinker.
Yeah,
Neither am I. Okay, there's none of that so far. Okay, so maybe I don't know if it's because of where I am or whatever, but I definitely found Diet Coke and stuff on there, and you can like Sprite and all this bullshit. So yeah, it's definitely changed. And all that to say, like, yeah, I know what you mean. Like, oh yeah, look,
bizarre.
It's very odd to see this, like, but you're right. I understand because that's what they do. They sell it to, and the verified menus are pretty handy as a user. Like, you can see the menus on there and stuff. And I think what they wanted to do was allow non-beer focused places allowed to put their whole menu on tap, so it's a one-stop shop, so people can go on there and check it out. So I guess you're right, Sam, that it does make sense to sort of progress into the next phase of all of this stuff, and it's a pretty good segue into the next part. But do you want to? We'll get into the next.
That's what I was trying to get to. I was trying to make a nice segue.
Yeah, you did.
I was working the angle, bro.
Like you're not a fucking newbie to this pod. That you were once again. You were on episode 26 of the original pod. I'll never forget that. It was July 2016. It was glorious. I appreciate it. Spinney Sam drove down from Gravenhurst. I didn't know him from shit. He came down to Bar Hop at Peter, rest in peace. And we went on the rooftop and did a pod, and he was hungover as fuck. So we drove 2 hours to come and do a pod with some two dickheads he didn't even know, and then crush beers and then go back up.
Yeah, that was after our street party that we used to host when we were young kids.
Just babies there. So okay, we're gonna do merit beer. So Sam, you can do whatever you want to do as far as a beer. If you got other ones in between the three that we have, like if you got other. I mean, you can just drink them anyway. It doesn't matter because I'll catch up.
They're silvers, but this is our newest. It's a red IPA called Rudeneja.
Okay.
It just got packaged last week.
That's fresh as. I love it. Okay. Spinney, should I look or should I do the blind?
No, don't look.
Okay.
No.
No, that's what we got.
Okay.
Like, okay. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I got that.
All right. While getting this one ready, tell us about that one, Sam. So red IPA, which is not something you really hear about a lot, eh?
No, but we wanted to do something for the fall.
Okay.
And so I came across this word called Rudeneja, which means it literally is something like the slow poetic descent of the world into fall. It's like a Latvian word.
Cool.
And I thought that sounded awesome. So it's like red, like the very fall-esque.
That's fun. Is there what are the hops in it?
It is
Untapped might be able to tell me because it knows everything.
Nelson, Erebus, Mosaic, and Belma.
Wow, that's a.
So it's very like berry forward, like red berry and fruit, like red fruit,
which works well with. Okay. And that works well with like that toasted kind of like amber caramel malt.
Yeah, we used to do a red IPA back in the day called Eye the Mountain and the Leprechaun Flute.
Okay, yeah, I remember that one.
And the malt body is basically the same. We just changed the hops.
Okay, I haven't heard of Erebus as a hop. That's interesting. Shout out to that though.
It's a Hopsteiner hop.
Okay.
From a friend of ours, like my guy that lives like straight through the woods there, Dan Collins, is the rep here in Canada. And
it sounds creepy when you say it like that.
It's like it's a 5-minute walk to the woods. So whenever there's something new, I try to like grab something from Dan.
I love it. Shouts to Dan. Sick. Okay. So I'll get to that one next, and then this one, Strange Animal Spinney. This is the Sasquatch IPA. 7.1.
Yeah. It's funny. Strange Animal actually also means Rudeneja, so I don't know how that happened.
I'd heard that. I heard that around.
That's not true at all. No.
I actually believe it.
Yeah. So this is just easy drinking 7.1 hazy.
Easy 7.
Mosaic and Sasquatch. Sasquatch is I think it's still the only proprietary hop in Canada.
Yeah.
Grown,
right.
but I think they're having issues with it right now in BC with all like the forest fires and climate change and everything going on. So I think they're looking at moving it to Ontario. So we'll have to see the longevity of this brand over time.
Or would you change the hop? Like if the hop did, become a problem, could you change it, or would you just kind of retire the brand and like move on?
I'd probably just move on, I think.
Yeah.
But I maybe that's not my decision anymore. I have to find a hop that would be very similar to this. I find like this beer really comes off with like a big honeydew cantaloupe note to it.
Okay.
With like a hint of citrus, but more of like a melon forward when you blend those two hops together.
Yeah, there's no way it wouldn't change if they moved it from BC to Ontario. It wouldn't be
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Like, when was the last time you had a hazy IPA with Ontario hops in it?
Well, I have had some recently. Doesn't necessarily always translate. I think it's a little like it's if it's supported by other stuff, cool. But I feel like it's a little rough. The best ones is that Lupulin, Houblonnière Lupulin in Quebec that does the Eldorado, the Canadian, the only one who does the Canadian Eldorado. That's probably the closest one that's a fit aside from Sasquatch that can work. Like this is still like if you didn't tell me this is a Canadian hop, there's no way I would have known. So this is it's pretty sweet hop.
It's nice. I like it. It's the only thing using it now, but we played around with it in other batches. But I don't know. Maybe I'm just like a stickler for Mosaic too. I'm just put that little cheater hop in, let it drop. Who cares?
Hey, you can't go wrong with that bad boy, man. I love it. This is great. Now both these beers, Sam, your one, the Rudeneja, is that brewery? Love it. That makes
It'll
it more
be
fun.
in the Amazing Clubs beer box.
Okay.
It's a home delivery thing.
Sick.
I'll be getting that out at Merit tomorrow on the truck.
Yeah, I think it's coming down tomorrow with the mashed taters. The potatoes.
Cool. Sick. That's awesome. I want to try that.
It turned out really well. Really, really like.
That just makes me think to do other things like that. That's super cool. I really like that idea.
Can you talk about that idea, or is that a beer that's not out yet?
Oh no, it's coming out. It was Alex, one of our brewers, wanted to make
Alex. He's the best.
He wanted to do a potato lager, so I'm like, all right, put it together, man. Like this will be your beer, and then so we bought a bunch of potatoes, cubed them up, put them in the mash. So like that's where the name came from, mashed potato.
Here for it.
And then it really brightened the beer and made it super clear and good head retention. It's just a nice, easy drinking lager. I mean, it's not like it tastes like potatoes, but it just that extra starch just pulled a lot of stuff out, really cleared it up. It was neat. It was fun to do.
Shouts to Alex. I love that. And then Strange Animal, Spinney, is this brewer only? Any distro or anything for this?
Yeah, actually, this is our fall seasonal for the LCBO, so it'll be in the LCBO until March. Okay. It just hit the shelves, I think, September 29th, if I'm correct. Okay. So it's fresh. It's fresh.
This says like 12/10/25 packaged. Is that right?
October 10th, probably.
Yeah, that's what I was. Or 12th of October.
Yeah, it must be October.
That's what I was thinking. That's fresh as.
We package in the future. It's like fresh.
That's how fresh it is. It's on the shelves, packaged later. Don't worry about that. Don't worry. Fire. I love it, boys. Okay, down to business. So, where do we start with this? Let's talk about how it all came to be from Merit side, because I guess that happened first, and then the Sawdust side. How did it all happen? Talk to me. Like, oh. Where did it start? Was there did they reach out to you? Did you reach out to them? Was it like just chatting and it came up?
No, I guess in the end of long story short, like I was just told it was going to happen. So yeah, I don't know. It was a meeting that I had set with the previous ownership, and went in thinking it was going to be a whole other conversation, and it kind of circumvented and took another turn to him letting me know that he was going to sell the business. So this was April 2024.
Okay.
Yeah, April 2024. And then I was the only one who knew about it for quite some time. And then the rest of the staff was told in September 2024. So like about a month and a half before the actual closing date of it, which was November 7th of last year. So we're actually coming up to 1 year next week, just after the conference. So next Friday will be 1 year of the actual purchase of Merit.
Okay. And was there
the Acquisizi?
Was there any like? I sound obviously you're like saying you weren't particularly party to all of that discussion. Do you know where it started, why the discussions even began? Was it? And I imagine it's your business partner sort of made the decision. Is what you're sort of saying here?
Yeah. Oh, if you want to go back to it, like originally, like so, I'm a co-founder of Merit. There was promise of ownership or partnership at some point, but once it was offered, it was either like 4 years or profitability. Once 4 years happened, it just didn't really make sense for me at that time, and
I see.
So I never really became a partner. And at that point, I just made my decision to stick to it as like the brewmaster and employee.
I see.
So from that point on, yeah, like I kind of washed my hands of it and kept my head in the brewery.
Gotcha. Okay.
However,
yes, go.
No, and then since then, like I've, for some reason, as I do, took on more work and agreed to become the GM and brewmaster. So I divide my time between the brewery and the rest of the restaurant and business.
Gotcha. Okay. So to sort of like can you speak to it at all? As in, like, what is it? Just more? And look, everyone knows it's a fucking rough time to be in beer, man. And I could even think of like I think 3 or 4 in Ontario in 2024 alone. I think that went down. Tons of them in the States, as in like mergers or acquisitions, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Where both brands sort of still exist and maybe operating together, but also independently to a degree. So I imagine it's my if I would hazard a guess, it's like shit is fucking rough. Merit has an exceptional business going. The tap room is super popular. The beers are exceptional. The food program's exceptional. The location's exceptional. Is it just more like it's either we let this bad boy go or we keep it running via new partners?
I think like BAOS was interested in looking at acquiring other breweries. I think they were doing it or starting to think about it even before COVID, and then COVID kind of put a little pause on it, if I'm correct. However, I don't know. It's a hard time for everybody, I think, right now, right? So the industry, I don't know. We weren't going anywhere, but I think it's an industry that kind of chews you up as well. It's not an easy place to work, and I don't know. You see a lot of turnover, a lot of people coming in and out of the industry, and especially now, you see a lot of people just like taking off.
Yeah, I've seen that a lot. People leave the industry like completely dipping out. I guess that shows a bit of a lack of faith in it. But okay, so that makes sense. So maybe we actually should bounce around because maybe it's going to be interesting to go side by side then. So, was there anything else on that we needed to talk about, Spinney, as far as like
No, I don't think so.
No, that makes sense.
No. I think both parties were interested in making those decisions, and here we are.
Okay, beautiful, love it. Sam, same question. How did it go down? How did the discussion start? If you're privy to that, like, what's the
difference? I was in the same boat as Spinney. Our owner Rob wanted to retire, so he looked for a buyer that would allow us to continue to be Sawdust City, and he found a willing partner with Lake of Bays. So I didn't know. I found out almost a year ago.
Okay.
And again, same situation. I was told and basically sat on it till July. So for about 7 months, just waited, and there was not much I could do or say about it. This was the reality, and you kind of just, it's all just personal stuff. Like, you have to learn. We all kind of, change can be hard or scary or different. So it just took time to come to terms with it. But I think, ultimately it'll be, for both companies, an opportunity to grow and continue to exist, which is important. And not just to both companies, all three of us, because we're all in it together now that Lake of Bays has Merit, and then they got us. So then that's all three of us are together. And, with all of our portfolios together, we can, we're able to talk to all these different customers that maybe one of us couldn't talk to all three, but three of us could talk to everybody. So it allows one company to have a wide spectrum of demographics they can talk to, and a very spread, full spectrum of products in their portfolio.
Gotcha. As far as and once again, you don't have to answer. If you guys could say how, could you speak to how it would feel when you heard this? And I ask because I didn't know you weren't that was your situation, Spinney. I thought you were an owner, and Sam, I only learned, I don't know when it was, but I thought you were an owner basically all the time. And I say that because you guys are kind of the faces of both businesses, arguably.
I mean, we were both co-founders. I had a very small portion of shares, none that met in the end doesn't mean anything.
Okay.
When when it's not worth anything, it doesn't mean. But it was Rob's business to do what he wanted, and he it's all the power to him. It's his final decision. He made a decision. It was right for him, and he tried his best to give us a soft spot to land, and we can't begrudge him anything. He allowed us to grow and become Sawdust from the very beginning. So he can enjoy his retirement now and feel comfortable knowing that we're in good hands. And so that's good. From a personal standpoint, of course it was, I was hurt at the beginning because it was change, and it was something that we started together. And when that wasn't true anymore, it was just, it felt like the death of something. It was just in that, but also just a reality. When you, same as the death of your youth, when you move on from high school to university, this one thing changes to the next. It's just a part of your life changing. It feels sad at the time because you've lost something, but over time you learn to see other aspects of it. But yeah, definitely the first feelings were, it hurt that it was done, that it was over, that this thing that Rob and I started back in 2011 was now not that anymore. But it still got to exist, and in the world that is now in craft beer, that's a win. That's a huge win, and it's good. There's going to be learning curves with everyone coming together, but there's a lot of great people at Lake of Bays too that are just as passionate as we are about what they do. And as we come together and form this new group, it's an exciting time, and just new employees that you didn't know before, and new opportunity to grow.
That's a good attitude, man. Same question for you, Spinney. How'd you feel, bro, when you first heard, and then sort of as time went on,
Yeah, I think to start, this is a passion industry, right?
Big time.
It's the reason why people get hurt. It's the reason why people put their hearts and souls into things, and why we, worked for 16 hours, 20 hours straight in a day for no reason, you just love it. You love it for some other reason that you try to explain to someone till you're blue in the face, and it doesn't matter because they're never going to understand why it's important to you. So I don't know. It just, you go through every emotion for sure. I think you kind of wonder okay, did I do enough? Did I fail something? Did I do something wrong? Was the beer not good enough? But then at the end of the day, you could have the best beer in the world and it doesn't sell itself, right? In a saturated market, it's difficult. Then you bring in human emotions and relationships into it, and yeah, it becomes kind of like a living, breathing thing that takes on a soul of itself, I think. So I don't know. I went through, that was a like fun summer to work through, and weren't that busy, you know, like years before we were like with proper sales reps and other things like that. We were booming, we were flying, we were still like moving and grooving and making beers, brewing once or twice every week or two, and you gotta kind of go to work and check your personal shit at the door too, because you still gotta produce. So I think, you know, you set that aside, and is that healthy? Probably not, but hey, that's why we go to therapy now. But yeah, eventually you come to terms with it, and it's, you know, you got a stable job, you got an opportunity. I think it kind of felt nice to be needed or wanted in a new entity or company like that, and like, and then learn about support, right? Like sometimes in the brewery it can be a lonely place where you're just working for the next batch, and you care about every batch. I wouldn't call them children in any way, but like you give them time and love like they deserve, but like they don't give you love back, you know what I mean? So it can be a lonely place sometimes where you're just monitoring things. So to have a team now like supporting you and telling you did a good job is also a nice thing. Yeah, I don't know. Eventually, you know, you kind of find that groove. Like Sam, you fit it, dude. Sorry, he wants to be on the podcast as well.
He's got some points.
He does. They're very valid.
Yeah, very.
But yeah, and then, you know, then the day happened. I remember, for me specifically, like the day I was told that it was going to happen was just like, I don't know. I remember it quite vividly, but I think I just didn't have emotion towards it. I was kind of shocked, and like, you know, you go through ups and downs all in one day, and then all of a sudden throughout the next few months you go through all those emotions again, right? Like the 7 stages essentially, if you will.
I gotta say the same thing. Today was like, it was like numb. It wasn't a feeling. It was just, there was almost a lack of feeling. Like there was not, you didn't react to it because it seemed so surreal.
There was no NDA on it all, but like you weren't really able to talk about it to anybody. I talked to like close family and friends that I confided in, and that helps, I guess, but to get it off your chest. But then at the end of the day, then the next thing I remember, kind of like after working through the summer with this on as a secret, like we had to tell our brewer, because eventually he was kind of the only one that was going to have to move on from his position, was the day that the whole staff was told. Like that was just a weird feeling, because like they just work there, right? Like they're just front of house or back of house, and like like they're a very integral part of the company, but like there's no skin in the game, you know? Like they weren't there when the tanks were erected and when you push send on the bill for the brew house, you know, like, so they absorbed it in a different way, and I had to be there for them, which was a weird feeling, because like it was like, oh, you have no idea what I've been going through. Let's rehash it, please. Let's bring it up. I would love, and then you have to be there for them, because, you know, that's what I think a leader and an adult does, you know. And then the day came, you know, and that happened actually on the last day of the OCB conference last year. On the Thursday was the closing date, and then it was like, oh, well, it's done. Like it's almost like you get a needle, and you're like, that was it, huh? Okay, well, now I guess here we are on the other side. And then the learning happens like all over again. Then you start to, you know, meet and greet each other like a tide going in and out at the same time.
Both of the such spectacular answers. Thank you, guys. That was that was fucking awesome. The next side of it, how did it feel then when Spinney, you're going through all of that a year before Sam did, I guess, essentially, and then hearing this summer that like, oh shit, like my boy is coming here too. And then Sam, how did it, when you heard it was like a base, and then you would have known that it was Merit, you probably like, maybe this is my boy.
The first person I called was Spinney. Yeah. We were like, yo, bro. I think I can't remember what I think I sent you like.
It was
Something about a boat.
it
We're in
was
this.
Two
it
people
was
in
a
one boat.
fucking it was a little clip of Breakfast Club. He said we're both in the same boat, and I was like, "What the fuck what does this mean?
What do
I
you
have
mean?
no idea." I had a beer. I had a beer or two on the couch.
Okay,
Yeah, I remember. I don't know it for like, if I may, like it brought. When he told me that, it was like, I don't know, my heart kind of sank. If I'm being honest, like it just was like, all right, well, like I know what I went through, and I know we're buddies, and we're very similar in certain ways. That like, this isn't going to be fun for a little while.
For Sam.
Yeah.
So you're feeling for Sam as opposed to yourself. You're like, oh fuck, now like my boy's gonna go through what I just went through, which is that roller coaster of emotions and trying to reconcile like this thing you've been working for is now in the hands of somebody else, and you kind of feel like you said grief, the 7 stages. There's a bit of loss, there's a bit of mourning to a degree of what was.
What happens next? What happens now? What happens to me?
Yeah, because there's a fear of the unknown now, because you sort of had a grasp on where things were headed because you were there, and now this is in someone else's charge now. So it's all of a sudden this thing that you knew and were directing is no longer under your direction. So the future was unknown, way more unknown than you would have thought. And again, it's not a bad thing, it's just a different thing. And
change is good, but you fear change. It's just, I don't know. It's weird. It's something you built. It's something. Again, go back to 2011. We did it. Yes, paychecks are important. Paychecks are lovely. We all know the brewing industry doesn't make the biggest paychecks, but at the same time, like we did it for different reasons. You did it for the love of the game.
Yeah. And then I know we're going to sort of go through each of the stories, but then because we're talking about it, like the camaraderie and you guys together I guess, question to both of you, was there like support? Like for me, like Sam, did you lean on Spinney to be like, dude, like what the fuck happens now? Like whatever. And Spinney, you like, bro, let me just talk you through this shit. Like,
we talked a lot, but a lot more than it's not like we talked a lot, but this is obviously now we had a reason to talk more.
Gotcha.
And just sort of
silver lining, I guess.
Work through it, and because we were in the same boat, we were both going through it, and these are our personal feelings. They're not necessarily like the feelings of like what we think. At least I'm not going to talk for Aaron, but like this for me, these are just my personal feelings. So like they don't have any direct bearing on what is happening with the business. It's just how I feel, and whether like in the long run this is all going to be good, I'm still dealing with my own emotion of like losing this thing, and it's going to take a bit to get over that.
Right.
The pragmatic part of my brain knows that this is good. We're going to all survive, but there's always that passion part where it was like, fuck, I'm going to miss the thing that was there, and it's going to take a while to get through that. And from that personal standpoint, which is over here.
Just a new pair of underwear at this point.
Is that the episode name? The new pair of underwear?
New pair of underwear, yeah.
Okay, so like it took a while. Have you both, I mean, maybe you kind of answered this there, but just to kind of like be, so are you both sort of at a place of peace with everything now?
Yeah. I
as close as you can. Can be.
The more we get into it, and the more that we start doing more of this combining of forces, I think that I'm completely okay with it. It's fine, and it is the reality, and it's just a new chapter of a larger book. So this is the next chapter in the life of Sawdust, and the life of Merit, and the life of LOB. Like, hopefully that book gets bigger. I'd rather a novel than a novella at this point. Like, I don't want that to be a short story. So,
good way to look at it. Are you feel the same now because now you're even deeper in it, Spinney? Like, are you feeling at this point, a year in, Are you sort of same as Sam, or you feel a little different? Like, are you sort of at peace with it all, and you just now just like it's all right, cool, business as usual, but you're working through it's just different challenges, I guess.
Yeah, definitely different challenges. I think time wounds and all heals. Time definitely like it helps. I think it's interesting to go into the same building but not have the same problems, but still remember the skeletons in the closet. I think it's like you're dealing with your own battles, you're dealing with your own demons inside, and remembering the good and the bad of like what was, but then now experiencing the good and the bad of growth and change and adapting to new systems. I think like we're also experiencing different experiences as well, because like we're a smaller brew pub of 15 to 17 people total, including kitchen and front of house. I'm back to being the only brewer as well, whereas like Sawdust is more of that production facility powerhouse that might have a little bit more say in things as well. So I think we're both experiencing like different ends of the spectrum of this experience as well. Perhaps that's just my perception. Anyways, like now that Sam's on board, I'm seeing more change from a total company perspective than when I was just like, well, we know we bought. Ideally, it was Merit was purchased for the quality of the product and the brand itself, and the potential for the brand, but it was still just a drop in the bucket.
In comparison, are you saying because it was a smaller brand? Because Merit's always been more of a brew pub as opposed to Sawdust that has a strong LCBO presence.
Yeah, we got into the LCBO right like that Canada Day strike a year and a half ago, leading up to the purchase of Merit. So that was kind of like, okay, do this first, and then let's move through that. So,
right.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just it's nice to have more passionate voices saying the same thing.
Gotcha. And one of the harder things to deal with is like looking at it from the other perspective too. Like it's so easy to fall back into like that your own thinking of your own shit, but there's also the other side of Lake of Bays. They're also coming into this as well. Like they purchased this for a reason, but all of their employees are going through the same thing, like the same thoughts and fears as like, what does that mean for me now that this new company's here? Is my job safe now that they have this other guy over here? Like they're going through the same stuff we are. It's harder to look at it from someone else's point of view. And everyone's going through that, and they have a bunch of new stuff that they have to do too. So we're all it's easy to go, woe is me, but everyone's doing the same thing, and eventually we'll all come together, and this will hopefully be a positive. Like will become the positive thing that we hoped it would be.
That makes sense. Have you had any, like, I guess you guys are obviously dealing now with the folks at Lake of Bay. I kind of feel like I don't even know if we said it flat out, because I think there was a massive assumption that everyone knows what the fuck we're talking about from the beginning. So people who don't know, there's a brewery called Lake of Bays are they in Gravenhurst?
Baysville.
Well,
Gravenhurst now.
They are now.
They are now. And so they've been around for a while. I actually don't know much about them.
They've been around for 15 years. They've been around for a long time.
Okay, so they've been a minute, which is, and they're doing well. They've got a strong LCBO presence, hence being able to pursue acquisitions such as these two, and that's what it was. So they're an Ontario-based company that then acquired Merit and then into Sawdust as well. So I just kind of was thinking as we went along, I was like, I don't know if we really said it out loud. I don't know why. I think there's like if you're watching this podcast, you probably already knew, but for anyone who didn't know, fucking hour and change in, like, sorry guys.
I also have to say, like, a lot of people I've talked to that I just assumed knew didn't know, because to me it's been a year and it's been a while. So like again, it's easy to just, because you're so in your own head, you're like, oh shit, I guess like a buddy of mine who I know follows craft beer, and he's like, oh, I didn't know this happened. I'm like, seriously?
Yeah,
like, it's been all I've been thinking about for 12 goddamn months.
I've got like a spiel now that I'm like, okay, so this is what's happened, and this happened, and it's good. No,
it's probably good to have that. to be, because for people who don't really get what it is, and this is the point of this conversation, was because I think there's, I don't know, the vast majority of people haven't gone through this, don't really get it. And as we've sort of, you guys have very eloquently expressed, beer is a culture and an industry of passion. So there has always been a thing, at least in Ontario and a little bit beyond, where people got a little upset with contract brewers, because of a passion for, what that didn't feel right. And then, obviously when the larger breweries, meaning the multinationals, are buying out companies, people got fucking pissed. The worst was probably Wicked Weed, I remember, from Asheville. Like, I'd never seen anyone just lose their fucking mind so crazy before. This is not that. But because of maybe being triggered by their favorite brewery being bought out by a multinational and then being degraded in the quality, they see any purchase as, oh no, now my fave is fucked. So I think there's a big misunderstanding of what that is. In any other industry, I don't think that even crosses anybody's mind. But in beer, it's front and center.
There's a huge opportunity for improvement across the board everywhere here in this situation, where when we now have access to so much more, just to have access to more opportunity to not just brew, but like cost savings, the expertise of more people that have been around for a long time. And there's more salespeople, there's more of this. There is this great opportunity here. And I think because like you said, I still had that negative connotation in my brain about a buyer. I was that person that felt that way, but you have to get past that barrier and see that there is this great opportunity in front of you to expand and grow and tap into this larger thing that's right there. And this is, unfortunately, fortunately, this is the way that a lot of craft breweries are going to have to find their way forward. Like, the small guy is going to struggle and struggle and struggle because they can't afford the things that cost. When pints are now like $10, like everything costs so much. It's crazy. So like it costs us a lot to make that beer. So the margins get smaller and smaller. So if you have more buying power, you can sort of hedge that cost a little bit. And that means the beer doesn't cost so much. It doesn't have to be like $10, $12 for a 12-ounce fucking pint at your bar. And you're like, when did a pint cost more than a goddamn foot-long sub?
It's just $5, bro. Jeez. Yeah, the craft has got a little bit. In Australia, this shit's like $20.
It's crazy. So like
$60 4-packs of my.
And now it's just too. It's become too exclusionary. So
yeah.
Now that we have this ability to, there is more buying power. We went from 3 breweries that produced, what you guys were around, probably like 1,000 to 2,000 a year.
Yeah, 1,000, just over 1,000. Yeah.
And we were like 7 to 8, and Lake of Bays was probably like 15 to 17. So now we're over 20,000 hectoliters. So like, as a company, it's a huge jump. And now you have this ability to, all of a sudden you have access to a whole bunch of other stuff that you didn't have before. And
buying power is exponential at that point. Like it compounds so fast.
And then you have all of the people that worked really hard to get them to where they are, helping you. Yeah. And then we have the people that we already had helping them. And now we have, a company that spans from the Golden Horseshoe all the way up the 400 corridor to Muskoka. So all across. So how is that a bad thing?
Yeah, especially as like a smaller producer, like you're never going to have HR. You're never going to have those opportunities because those are expensive as a small company. Now we have those resources. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
You got to get better ingredients cheaper, which increases margins and allows you to probably do shit that you weren't able to do before, like you were saying. Like, you might be able to do styles. You're like, it kind of doesn't make any financial sense to buy this malt from here and get these hops from here. And now you'd be like, fuck it, we can all do it because we all split the shit.
Well, Spinney and I went to go do our hop rub and selection for last year because now we're selecting for 3 companies as opposed to just 1. So that's great. Yeah. And the 2 of us were able to go like, what do you think of this? And we could talk to each other and make the ultimate decision because now we have more resources.
It's okay. And also I think the main thing to remember is it's a craft brewery acquiring other craft breweries. It's not a macro by any definition. So it's It's just
Yeah.
like that's why it's almost like I know it's an acquisition, but it's almost it kind of almost feels more like a merger because an acquisition, like on if you visualize, is like fucking AB InBev comes in and grabs that shit and like, all right, now we're gonna scale it up and water that shit down. But like Lake of Bays is just another craft brewery that's kind of just bigger than yours. It's only 2 times the size of Sawdust, from what you just said, Sam. So
and they have
not
their
crazy.
brands, and we have our brands, and they speak to a customer, we speak to a customer, and Merit speaks to a customer.
right.
So we all talk to different people. So we're not changing who we are.
Mm-hmm.
We're just accessing more people. And if someone from Lake of Bays who might not have known about Sawdust now can try Sawdust because, oh, hey, maybe I'll try some of this. Or it can go both ways. We can expand our the people that we're talking to and our customer base. But our brands, the main point is our brands aren't changing. Like, we're still Sawdust. Lone Pine is made exactly the same as it was yesterday, as it's going to be made in 2 months. Like, that's not changing. And who we are, like this, you can still come to Sawdust and there's still 18 different beers there that you can try. We're not ceasing to be us. We're just doing it cheaper and with more help.
Great outlook. I love it. Let's keep this going. Next beers, I guess we're all kind of going. Sam, you could go. I'm going to go the Rudeneja. Are you going to go the Big Dog?
Well, I kind of have to, don't I?
Yeah, I guess you kind of do.
I've been like sitting here going like, shit, I don't know. It's 10:30.
Oh, this is early. Don't worry. It's fucking early, bro. Shit.
Dude,
Start
I
it.
know.
Last time I was on this, we always broke the record for longest podcast, I think. So
I've
I think
been
we might have-
up since 5 a.m.
We'll be up to we'll stay to 5. The longest is 5 hours and 7 minutes, which is Third Moon.
What did
Yeah.
the one that we did a couple years ago where we had Jimbo and Brendan?
That was
on?
that was a long one.
That
yeah.
went long.
Yeah. When they crack four's nice. Four's nice. We got a lot of beers. Well, I got a lot of beers. I don't know about both of y'all. I hope you have lots of beers.
I brought it up.
Of course you do. You ain't fuck around.
I don't know if you know it, but we work for breweries.
Yeah, it's kind of like
The same, definitely the same.
basically. So this is the one that you just had before, Sam. This is the autumn IPA.
Yeah.
Just want to show the label there for
That's a
folks.
nice can.
Yeah, it's really
Good
sweet.
label.
Bloody beautiful.
It's
label.
Fall's in right now, you know. Fall's
Oh,
is
right.
so in.
Well, the
Pumpkin.
idea, like, it is a slow descent into fall.
Yeah, cool name. I like that. I feel like that's really what Sawdust does. You always have like interesting shit.
So
like
now we're
that.
all gonna be drinking the same different beers.
Yeah, I guess for the first time for this, it's not coordinating, but it's okay because it sort of is. And what do you got? And then what are you doing, Spinney? What are you feeling? Are you gonna do the blind grab?
I don't know. I'm gonna open the fridge and backhand it. I'll tell you now.
Oh, backhanded. I like that. So yes, I don't know if you want to say anything more about this, Sam, or you want to talk about what you're drinking, which I'll be drinking afterwards. Honestly, I'm so glad you fucking sent that. I love the beer that you have so much. It's one of my favorite beers in Ontario ever. Do you want to talk about it, or do you want to wait till I drink it? Talk about it.
The OC?
Yeah, the old blood.
Yeah, the Blood of Cthulhu. Like, it's been around. Like, man, I remember the first time we did it was in my garage. It was with the guys from Bar Hop,
Sick.
and we've been bringing it on and off since for over a decade.
So good.
And it's going back to the LC. It's in our 4-pack, our winter 4-pack with Stout, Mocha Crunch, Vivo the Stout, and BOC.
What's the OC? You just call it
Blood of
Oh,
Cthulhu.
BOC. So I think
just-
it's the OC. Okay.
No, BOC. I just shorten all of it.
I like it. Hey, you got to do it. And
Like,
it's a 9.5% stout with is it-
raspberries, cranberries, and tart cherries.
fuck. It's so good, man. I know I'm gonna get fucked up tonight. I'm like the worst night to have. That is the night where we're having like 6 different beers, but it's got to be done. It's so good, man. It's just such like it's like the perfect sort of like, and I think you guys really excel at the flavored stouts in the it's actual fruit puree, right? Yeah. Like the Viva Puff one is just bonkers. Like it's only 5-6%, but it tastes like the cookie. It's insane. Like you guys have like not only have you, as we've talked about, you've just cracked the code on IPAs in a disgusting way, but also those like fun like cookie like pastry stouts at different levels, like 5%, but you do it like 9.5. It's just whatever the hell you guys are doing, dude. It's bonkers.
Well, we spend a lot of time eating those things too. So it's like I want it to taste like that. Like last year with Mocha Crunch, we did it, and I had to eat a lot of coffee crisp. Luckily, like we do the we're the big chocolate bar family on Halloween, so like the kids.
Us too. We got a whole bite. Oh, I'm so stoked for tomorrow.
Once you go to the big chocolate bar, you can't go back. So like everyone now will be coming to your house expecting.
We're the full bar and pencil house.
And pencil.
Halloween pencils, man. Fucking kids love them, and so do we.
Perfect.
Everyone makes fun of us until you get a Halloween pencil, and you're like, oh yeah, I remember being in grade 3.
You need pencils. You have like that thick ass pencil case with so many pencils in it.
Yeah, and then you get the one with the little pumpkin eraser. That's your favorite one until Christmas comes. That's right.
That's right. And you get the holly on top.
Wow, this is a culture.
There's
one.
Wow. I think last year this little my partner, she was giving out candy, and she forgot the one little kid, and the kid was like, "You forgot the pencil." And we're like, "My God, like
how dare you?
Here have 10 pencils." It's the most adorable thing in the world.
That is pretty cute. I love that. We didn't have really Halloween in Australia, so I don't align with. We're going to Buffalo tomorrow because I don't want to be here for it. I hate it. I hate having people knocking at the door, and like I don't like dressing up. I'm like Halloween Scrooge.
There's no Halloween in Australia?
There is now because everything's Americanized, funnily enough. But growing up, it wasn't a thing. Like it kind of existed because it was in the movies, and maybe a couple of kids did it. We might have done it one year, but like I just have no like relation to it. And now it just makes me. I don't like answering the door as it is, and now the door rings all night. I'm like, now I gotta go buy stuff. So we just happened. It actually just worked out. I had to go tomorrow to pick stuff up anyway. So I was like, it's sick. It's Halloween. Fuck yeah, I can get away with it. Turn the lights off, close the blinds. Let's go, bitch.
They do Halloween in Buffalo though.
They do, but my house isn't there, so I don't have to answer a doorbell and give children pencils. No shade. I feel like I'm like the only person who doesn't like Halloween. Like I walk around, we walk the dog, and I see all the like I don't like gross horror stuff. And I look around like I just kind of look down while I'm walking the dog, and I don't know. I'm a pussy, I guess.
No, I was like that too. I mean, candy's dope, but like my partner got me
sick.
into Halloween. I got her into Christmas, so it's like
okay,
a little trade off.
Holiday.
I still don't like dressing up. I'm not a big dress up person.
That feels like a Hallmark movie right there, like that.
You guys are swapping.
Holiday swapping.
I was gonna say holiday swap. The old holiday swap.
We could pitch it.
Movie. Holiday swap.
I mean,
and it's based in the breweries.
No idea how many Hallmark movies are filmed in Hamilton. It's pretty easy to just get into one.
There's tons of production
I'm in a Hallmark movie now.
Oh fuck, that's actually awesome. This Rudeneja is fucking Rudeneja. This is fire, man. It works so well. Like the hops, what was it? Mosaic, Nelson, Erebus, and Belma. Like the berries are like subtle in there. It works so well with like the malts. This is punchy. I feel it's full in a glass. I really kind of feel like a pumpkin spice latte after this.
That's a PSL but with hops.
PSL with hops and no lactose. Dude, it's fire. I love it. Once again, this is brewery only, right? Yep. Spinney, I saw what you had. That was what I was hoping to grab. In my little blind.
I'm angry I didn't take more. I've had 2 opportunities to take it, and I've failed both times.
Oh, Samuel.
This one?
Yeah, hold it up.
At the ballpark, I grabbed one and drank it on the way home.
Yeah, I love this beer.
Märzen, honestly, the best. Märzens and Fest beers are the greatest things to ever exist. Tell us about that one.
I don't know. We got into lagers in a big way, kind of right as it was, maybe like just like before the big wave hit, and this was kind of the first dive into more of a traditional style and like giving it a purpose, like Oktoberfest essentially, giving it a date, like following the timeline. Like I don't know, it's cool to make new IPAs and all these fun fusion beers, if you will, or ingredient heavy beers. You know, all IPAs are kind of like making a different salad every day. It's just like you're using vegetables. It's not changing. But I think following tradition, following like a rule, you learn so much as well. It's two sides of each of it, I think. But I don't know, like following strict guidelines of traditional beers is so you learn so much as well. But yeah, it's fun. It's just a straight up Märzen.
Yeah.
Very.
Show us the
crust.
glass. I want to see it. I want to see that.
Yeah, a nice like amber
Nice.
style lager, really clean.
Yeah.
This lagers for like 3 months too, so you can read through. You can actually read better through the beer than without the beer itself. And
there's a beer goggles. There's a reading beer goggles.
Yeah. See, beer makes you
I've just
smarter,
been really.
Merit.
It's the blend of that history. I really enjoy the history of it all. It's something about like preservation and carrying the torch of the flag for those who came before us. I think it's really important.
I like that a lot, man. And I feel like it's like, did you guys notice that I feel like this year, 2025 specifically, fuck it, and I mean this in the best possible way, everybody did Oktoberfest stuff this year. Like, more than usual. I know we all have seasonal memory lapses as far as like, did it always get cold this time of year? But like, Oktoberfest was not, I swear it wasn't everywhere, because me and Nate are really big on fest beers, all the Oktoberfest stuff. And I feel like just every single brewery, whether they're known for that or not, is either doing a beer or doing a party. And I don't know, it makes me extraordinarily happy. It's so cool. And I feel like people are really getting into it, even if they're not all dressing up in the German shit, just pretzels. I mean, it's kind of perfect. Merit is made for it with the sausages and stuff anyway. It's money. Yeah. But like, and the German beer whole vibe, which is kind of not too dissimilar to Sawdust either, I guess, as far as like it really feels homely and woodsy and shit like that with the cabin vibes and stuff. But just, I just feel like it was everywhere more than ever. And I wonder if that's just sort of maybe people just want something a little more familiar now. I don't know if it's in this economy type of question or, fest beers, Märzens are a little more, they're not like mad expensive like an IPA. Like they're affordable. You can drink them all night.
There's also as we get the market matures, they're not looking also for like that crazy big beer. They're looking for something that's repeatable and enjoyable and an experience, and something they can just have a couple of. Like when it was at 5 years ago, when it was like, or 10 years ago, when it was like, give me the most bitter, highest ABV I can have, and now we're like 40, going like, I'd like a nice 4.8% amber lager.
Yeah, I gotta wake up in the morning.
And that's what
it balances, right? I think at one point we lost it. We thought it was.
We lost you.
We thought it was like hokey. Fuck.
That's okay.
It's almost like hokey. It was like people didn't want to go down the like traditional route because it was done. You wanted to try something new or something trendy, right? Like there was always who could outdo each other. And I think it was early on, like Sam said, 10 years ago, who could make the most bitter beer. And then we learned from that didn't sell the best other than for ourselves. But then I don't know. You can only, I think for most of my career, I drank 95% of IPAs. Like I'll still go into a brewery and pick an IPA first because it's a great way to judge a brewery. I think it's like the Caesar salad of the menu. Salad. It's the Caesar salad of the menu. If the Caesar salad sucks, or nachos, if the nachos suck, good luck with the rest of the menu, Yeah,
it's over for you.
But now I think I don't know, I steer away from IPAs for the most part. I just want that malty. Maybe it was COVID. COVID just changed my taste buds.
Yeah,
but I don't know. I just clean, crisp, easy drinkers, nice malty characteristic. If you want. You get smarter with what you're drinking because you can't drink as much as you used to. That's for sure.
We tried in Montreal, though.
Yeah, but then we had Danielle from Garrison being like, tell me what you drank so I don't have to drink the crap beers. He was like, I'm too old for the bad beer. I just want to drink good beer. So he was using us as a vessel.
Melon was really, really good.
Melon's fucking
beautiful beers.
They Crispies are just bonkers.
Yeah,
they didn't start out that way. They weren't really focused on it. And then they kind of did what I think you did, Sam. They went to Czech, and then they got fucked up by it. And
that was it. It was a really cool spot.
Yeah, man. Do you know the guys? Do you guys meet all
We,
these folks?
we actually met them at the party that night.
Oh, good.
Sure.
Oh, did we? Oh,
Remember they were staying?
yeah, we did. Yes, I do. Yes, I do remember that. Yeah, no, they're beautiful beers. Been there a couple times now. Fantastic. We had a couple there and moved on. Messeram too, or Messorum, however you say it, was
Messorum.
welcoming and beautiful. Really good beers.
What a great outdoor space they have there.
Crazy.
Yeah, just
So
a beautiful.
big.
Yeah, walking up to it was epic.
Their the food program, because it wasn't always like that. Like even after leaving Montreal, I feel like I came back and went there. I was like, what the fuck happened here? Like this is
I didn't
crazy.
know that part was like I've never been to that part of Montreal.
Oh yeah,
Along the
Southwest.
canal there. That was
Yeah.
amazing.
It's beautiful, though.
Yeah.
It wasn't popping when I lived there. It was like where I lived I was round the corner from GDCL on Laurier. So I was like not a couple blocks from there. So
You were
that was
like downtown. You were downtown.
Well, technically downtown's like the city, and downtown, in my opinion, sucked. Like St. Catharines and shit, I don't fuck with it. But it was right adjacent to downtown. So that's why you're saying that, I guess. And so the plateau, like say Montreal, where the mountain is, I was Montreal and park there. But as you sort of like go up into Myland or into the plateau, those areas were, I guess it was like Rosemont is where Milan is and stuff. Much more stuff was happening there in the southwest, where both Fort Origins and Messorum are. Yeah, just like it was far. It was like so much to get.
We looked at going there, and I'm like, well, if we go to our hotel first, there's no way we're ever going to go back to Messorum because it was like a 17-minute car ride. So what's that? Like a $50 cab ride? We're like, nah.
Probably there, yeah.
We're like, no, so we have to go when we come into the city. We have to go there first because you're never going to go back. It's too
southwest. It makes sense because you're coming in along that way. Exactly right. You did it the right way, and then you can kind of go to like Brewski from there, and then go because that's sort of in
we got a hotel sort of like close to the university. UQ.
Oh, UQAM. Yeah, UQAM.
So
Barry. That's not too far from Brewski.
We could walk to Brewski. We could walk to Cheval Blanc. We weren't far from Dudiciel. Like it was all doable.
But Messo's out of the way. Messo's a destination spot, and that's sort of they made it that way. But yeah, Montreal's it's awesome. It's so much better to visit than it is to live. We went back because of the anniversary stuff in April, May. It was so sick. I was like, I forgot how hard people chill there. As far as the park, like we stayed next to Laurier Park, which isn't too far from GDCL, and we're like, oh my god, like it was a Monday. And it was April, May. I think it was April, end of April. So it wasn't even that nice. Park was full. You couldn't even sit down on the grass if you wanted to. There were so many people. It's not like that here. And I lived there for 10 years and totally forgot because you just go away and just like not used to seeing people in a fucking park. And Jesus Christ, the coffee is so good. The food was so good. It's much better to visit than to live, if I'm honest. So you guys soaked it up and you did it proper.
Yeah, we had, as much as you could do in 24 hours. We had a good time.
We tried. Bro, what you did in 24 hours, I went to that many breweries in a week. So,
we are professional.
You literally for a long time. I feel like I got some work to do next time.
I'm not gonna say it didn't cause any problems, but it was worth it.
It definitely sounds like it was worth it. I love it.
You should come next time.
I was gonna say. I would like randomly I was in Florida and Jim from Third Moon was like, hey, we're doing a collab with Sawdust and I got a cottage. Do you want to just come up for the day? I had nothing to do with it. I'd never even met Jim. I'd spoken to him online a bunch and I was like, all right.
Jim is the best. I was like, I haven't seen Sam in a bit. So I just came up and Jen and them from Beer Town were there and Terry and Emma and fucking all the Sawdust dudes and Jimbo and Alex and shit. I was like, it was just a vibe. We just got fucked up. I got really fucked up. I don't even know how I drove home. I just drove all the way back to Hamilton that day. It was rough. You left the cottage and went in the middle of the woods?
Yeah, I just went straight back. Oh no, I stayed overnight. No, sorry, I didn't drive.
Okay.
No, I didn't drive overnight.
The last thing I remember was like we were into their like 14% barley wines. And I was like,
yep.
This is the tipping point.
Mm-hmm. I knew it was going to happen with those dudes. So I was prepped, but I had the last room. It was like a little sofa bedroom, so I got a little something, so it was fine. But I'll come to Montreal with y'all next time. That'd be fun as fuck. That'd be sick. I know all those dudes, so that'd be a turn up. Let's fucking go. Never get to go to Montreal very much. It's so annoying to get there now. From are you frozen, Spinney?
We drove there and back in a day.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not.
Oh, because you were just fucking deadpan, dude.
I'm just listening. I'm just listening.
Driving that, you're hilarious. What time did you guys leave? Like crazy early or something?
I left here at 5 o'clock.
Yeah, I picked him up in Oshawa at like 8. We were at Masorum by 12:30.
Oh, y'all are crazy.
We got there.
Yeah, I jumped on the GO train and made it to Oshawa. Sam picked me up in Oshawa.
8:07. 8:07. We were at Masorum by 12:30.
Y'all are crazy. Okay, that's. I get it.
We got there, like the way there was like really good time. The way home was awful because it was also the Friday of Thanksgiving. So like it took from Kingston to Toronto was pretty much stop and go.
Oh,
yeah,
I remember. I done that drive.
We got to the Oshawa GO and I had 2 minutes to make the train.
Yeah,
so we were sitting there for an hour.
And the GO like closes the door 1 minute before time.
Yeah, it was like get out of the car, go.
Like I'll get the ticket on the train.
I love you. Goodbye.
Give me my beer with my cases. Like,
and the like we're looking at the thing on the map, and every couple minutes it'd be like you're gonna miss the train, and then it'd be like no, now you're gonna make it by 2 minutes, and it kept bouncing back and forth, and you're like I'm gonna be an hour. No.
We can do it.
Oh my god. Oh fuck all of that. That's fine.
I made it.
You made it.
Everything was fine. Thanksgiving was saved.
That's all that matters.
It was a Thanksgiving miracle,
wasn't it?
I dropped him off. I dropped him off like it was like planes, trains, and automobiles. Dropped him off at the train station, but I didn't go back and get him.
No, actually, let him rip.
I actually had the big case with me too that I was trying to run with.
It's like a slow roll. Didn't even stop the car. Just get out.
Yeah. He went onto the yeah, exactly.
It's a good time. Well, I'm glad you guys had fun. That was awesome. Where were we? I know we're starting to ramble, which I enjoy thoroughly. Okay, so we're talking about all the shit about like how it all happened. Okay, so maybe it's good to get into sort of the realities of the change of ownership, and therefore the change of just the way the things worked for you guys in life. So when it was official, what did that look like in reality for you both? So like on the day that papers are signed, you take the photo, fucking yeah, we're a part of the family now, boom, love it. Then the next day happens and it's business as usual. How do you integrate? How do the companies integrate? Do what does that look like?
It's still a work in progress.
Okay, because they don't know either, right? Because they're new to the whole game, which is want to be very sympathetic. So I feel like the person who buys them has always been made out to be the bad guy, and they're really, really not. And they're trying to figure it out and trying to keep the integrity of both the brands. Or why else would they have wanted to go into business with you guys?
There's different perspectives on how outlooks and everything and how people do stuff. But like right now, we're still very much in the middle of learning and migrating this change. It wasn't probably the best time to do it. Like July, I don't know if you know this, but people drink more in the summer, and it's very busy. So that was like it was. So as much as things were changing, it was hard to make any effective change during that time because we were all just scrambling to get through the summer. And then now as we come into the slower season, there's more stuff happening, but it's still just a work in progress. And I don't think it's going to take a week or two. It's just going to take months to a year for us to even start to see this coalesce into what anyone imagined it would be. And it's going to take time. It's just going to take time. And I'm sure once we get there will be more changes too, because it's not, as much as we're changing internally, the external is going to change and we're going to have to deal with that too. So,
yeah, and we're hoping to grow, which always brings more challenges as well. I think like from my perspective, it was almost like learning how to jump rope, and then all of a sudden it's double Dutch. So, you know, you got one rope coming, and all of a sudden now here's another rope, and you haven't really learned how to jump over this rope first.
Holy shit.
So we're growing, you know, it's growing pains. But yeah, I think we're both like day one, it was like, okay, we're here. Here it is. Let's learn about each other, hopefully. Like, don't make too many changes off the bat, you know, because then you don't know what was right and what was wrong, where to fix it from there. So yeah, assessing. I think assessing and taking time to learn about each other was important and still is important. Again, different customer bases, different perspectives, different like clientele. You know, we're still like our heart and soul is downtown Hamilton. Even though we do now have an LCBO reach, we do have like extension that way. We still want people to come to our space, you know, so don't change that, because people definitely will let you know when they're upset about it.
Big time. So then like to keep sort of diving into that, like the things that change, and this is where I think that people don't really either think about it or don't get it. Is it like, do they have to integrate? Like you mentioned earlier, Spinney, that about you didn't have HR before, now you do. So does that mean an HR rep from Laker Base comes in and was like, all right, we need to integrate you guys into our system and bring all the employees in? And then does that mean like someone comes in as well and was like, all right, so okay, now we have to figure out where the beer is being brewed. Is it being brewed at Laker Base? Is it being brewed at Merit? What are the ingredients? Who's your hop suppliers? Where do you get your malt from? What are you paying for that? Can we bulk it in? Like, you know, blah blah blah. Like, what does that kind of like? How do you intertwine two businesses like that? Is that and this is for both of you guys, is that like the questions that they like? What type of question? Just a you don't have to go like crazy in depth, but just the more high level, like what actually goes on, because I'm genuinely curious as to sort of what that integration looks like on the ground.
Yeah, I don't know. Like from my perspective, it was small. We were a small company, right? Like we made all the decisions at a single table at the restaurant together, or were easy to like execute things because of the small team. Not saying that it was easy because of the many hats you wear, but getting to, I think for me, the first thing was getting to know the like new 100 people I had to email or have meetings with or anything like that, you know, and who to go to for what. And from a big company, like we have the resources. But okay, I love that. Love the resources. Teach me how to use them. You know, I think over the year I come up with the idea of like giving someone raw chicken who doesn't know how to cook. You know, you might have the resources available to you, but how do you use them? And who do you go to when, you know, you need to buy brown paper bags for retail or you need hops in your brewery? You know, that might be two different people because it's two different departments. So getting to know everybody took a long time as well. And then also like the distance for us is a unique thing where I don't think Sawdust experiences other situations.
We're very lucky. Like the distance between us, we're actually closer to the Lake of Bays warehouse than Lake of Bays is to their own warehouse. So Spinney has to go through a much larger process of he can only get delivered to on certain days because, like you said, Hamilton doesn't get any closer to Muskoka.
Right.
But for me, it was giving up stuff and learning to give up stuff was hard. Like I did a lot of things that, because again, we were small. Like as much as like people, I think a lot of people always think we're bigger than we are. We had a very small team. Right. And we've always run really lean. So we all just did a bunch of stuff. And like as one person, like I had a bunch of stuff that I did. As Lake of Bays has a much more regimented way of one person does this, one person does that, which is way more efficient. And there's way less chance of mistakes happening because if one person is like the gateway for so many things, there's so many chances for failure, which happens all the time. And I've spent the last 10 years running on franticness. Being able to calm down and spread that out has been huge. Like
Yeah, it's like retraining yourself, eh? Like you got to like, oh, I don't have to purchase anymore, which is also a weird feeling because it was, you get to control when that ingredient shows up for your brew. Now you just have to rely on someone else who is very competent and able to do their job. It's just weird feeling to not have to do it yourself.
Yeah.
Eventually, you learn to
enjoy it, and you have to let it go and trust other people. You get maybe just a control freak. I don't know, but like letting go was hard. But
that's a maker, though. I think you're a maker. You can't paint without paints. You need to buy your own paints.
Yeah, and then choose the paints how you want to choose the paints. So that's actually a fantastic example. So if you guys want to brew a beer, and you don't have the shit already in the warehouse, you need these hops, you need this malt. What do you do? Was that what it was? Do you like, okay, there's an ordering person.
In the past, I was the direct contact to the rep, and
right?
It was simple, but like the problem that happens is like if you remove yourself from that situation, and if something happened to you, what then happens to the rest of then that entire system falls apart because you're the only conduit. You need to have other people because this is a much larger situation. So now we go to the purchaser and say, this is what we need, and they procure it for you. And then now there's more gateways. So that if one person is removed, the whole system, it's not like a house of cards that just falls down like immediately.
Gotcha.
There's catches, and because there's a lot at stake, and it makes sense. And like I said, I was so used to living that way. That's your constant state of franticness. When there is calm, it's almost eerie when there's calm.
Yeah, your anxiety changes to
giving, like you're so used to giving so much, and then when it's taken away, you're like, well, what is my worth if I'm not giving everything that I had?
Yeah.
Interesting, because it does make you feel like I'm not contributing as much because someone else is doing the shit that you used to do. You're like, the fuck am I doing? What am I doing now? Huh.
Also, not to even mention like just the relationships you built over the years with those suppliers or friends that eventually become friends,
Yeah.
But putting trust into someone else is hard to do if you don't know them, or
if they don't know what you like or whatever.
Okay.
Yeah, and they don't understand what it is that you need. I guess that's probably like.
Well, but then that's up to you just to communicate that. Like, there is a way around that. We just have to get there. Like, I communicated to the rep. Why can't I communicate that to the purchaser?
Okay,
like,
same shit.
Yeah, but like it's just getting.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So okay,
and it's like, hey, this is the recipe. This is the ingredient. Okay, and then it shows up. It's great.
So then,
there's also like there's this. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, please go, Sam. No, go.
There's also like this weird thing where because we were specifically talking directly to the purchaser, like the other day, a hop rep comes in. He's like, "Oh, I got this new thing. If you guys are like," and I was still talking like it was last year. And it's like, would you guys want to like fit in this brew and we can do this thing with this hop? And like in the back of my mind, I'm like, see, that right there just created something in a second. Now that doesn't happen anymore.
So what
now
do you do?
That would be like I have to step back and go, hey, can we do this? If I do this, I have to ask this person to do this. But before it was just, I have made this decision right here on the spot. I'm going to do this, which again, isn't always right. Like I'm now making a decision for everybody, and that's not fair to everybody else. But like I still would do it.
Yeah, I hadn't thought about that. So then, so what if like Laker Bays does not have an existing relationship with the companies that Merit and Sawdust had been dealing with, whether it's Yakima Chief or malts companies or whatever. If you're like, hey, Laker Bays, I get my hops, this specific hops for this specific beer that's really important to that beer from this company, and do you deal with them? They're like, no, I've never heard of them. Like, okay, well, that's who I deal with. I can put you in touch with Gary over here, and he'll fucking like. Is that really what it looks like? Is that instead of you dealing with it directly, you got to go and connect this person over,
yep.
and you got to
it's just talking to them to get to them, and explaining the situation, and again, it's just communication.
Yeah,
It's just one more step, and it's not right or wrong.
But they'll get
I
used
think
to
the
it
one thing-
eventually.
the one thing is like all those people are passionate people. Like, the brew team understands good beer. And the other thing too is like they were doing a lot of they do a lot of contracts for other companies, so they have a lot of contract partners. So like,
So they
you know,
should
they were
know
already
most
they were already
people.
used to producing beer for other people and want to respect those recipes. So it was like, this is what I use, this is why I use it, and then like, hey, now they got that in their back pocket too as a supplier. And you know, from my
It's going
perspective,
to make Lake
from
of Bays be better, potentially.
hopefully anybody's, all of ours.
Yeah.
Well, just more because they might not know those people, and you guys might have a plug as typically, as breweries are a little maybe smaller, that you might know
Yeah.
these like cooler companies that have this better shit. For example, I mean, totally like just you know what I mean.
No, for sure. And then, but going back to like what Sam said is like, as both things merge, it's like, well, what's my worth? What's my purpose? Is like, okay, I don't have to purchase anymore, but like, hey, this is my supplier, and by the way, this actually might save you money. That's kind of a cool feeling too, because you're like, oh, here, like, I'm not looking to do your job, but like, this was my price, and this is where I got it, and this is why I got it in terms of quality or whatever it was for the recipe. And then they come around and like, oh, actually, like, that's cheaper than what we were using. And I'm like, oh, cool. That's kind of a nice feeling too, you know. Everyone, if you're not learning, you're dead in the water. So that comes from everything.
And they're just as open to learning, and like Spinney said, they're passionate people too. There's a reason they've also been around for 15 years. There's a reason they're the ones in the position to be able to do the stuff that they do. They've been very successful in those 15 years. So like, I don't know if in the sort of like the beer geek world they're as well known, but they're well known outside of that, which is a much larger pool of people.
I think too, like, other than this purchasing conversation, you know, the one thing that breweries are good at or strive to be good at is efficiency. You know, now that we're all coming together, we're becoming more efficient in purchasing and volumes and everything. You know, sure, growing pains bring other problems as well, potentially, but like, you approach those when those happen, you know, or you plan for them, which contingency plans. But at the same time, like, I don't know, now we have more brains, more ingredients, more suppliers. You know, I might have found a supplier that no one else has heard of, and we're going to share it with everybody because we want you to make the best beer possible.
There's an excitement in this new stage in that, like, even in the position we were in, I loved my job. It was whatever, but there was a spinning wheel situation happening where you get stuck. So now this was like a spoke in that wheel that kind of shot us. You know that meme when the guy drives it? Like all of a sudden you're in a different situation, but sometimes you need to get off that path. And now you're in this new place, and now it feels exciting because we're doing something new, and we have this opportunity to learn. And it just took a very urgent pipe in the spoke to do this. And now, you know, it is different, but it's exciting, and maybe we can elevate ourselves and get better through this. And
yeah, if you feel uncomfortable, you're probably growing. We're growing, you know, we're learning. I'm happy to be learning.
I love all
maybe
of
not maybe not about beer, but like, I mean, I'm still always looking at beer stuff, but like, for the most part, I'm learning about other things. About the beer's fine. I know everything. No, I feel why do people say that? You know, like, I don't know. I'm just learning so much about other things that I have a passion for, and I think in the brewing industry, there's nothing that's not interesting. Whether it's sales, you know, marketing, like, it all ties into it. And if you're not doing it, like, go back to the early days of Sawdust. You know, we were creating something from nothing, and that was almost like a lifestyle in a sense.
it was exhausting at times. But like,
oh yeah, and it is now too, right? But we're learning, we're growing
for sure. And one of the other things that I think we don't take into consideration in this is that we're at very different points of our life cycle as well. Like when we started, we were like younger, and you're getting married. My kids were very young. They're much older now, but like we're at different stages, and now we're just growing as people too. So like,
I remember when your son was born.
yeah,
I drove you to the hospital for Olive.
Yeah,
Here we are. Here we are now.
That's crazy.
but like, so now we're older, and like we have all this life thing that we have to put into this too, and all these different perspectives.
So you're learning about it's almost like you guys are learning about a different way to approach the beer business that is sort of like,
100%.
yeah. And it's like, and that, like you said, you can't know everything. And like the brewing side, I'm sure you'll, as you guys sort of work, which is kind of something I want to get into next, working with Laker Bays and their brew team and things like that, and sharing knowledge between you all. But you guys are learning about like, oh, this is how HR works if you've never dealt with it before. Or this is how like purchasing works in bulk, and like, okay, I see the emails. Okay, so now they're buying it this way, then we just split it up. Okay, like you guys are sort of seeing this whole other side of it, that whether you stay with the respective companies forever or you do dip, you've going to now have this larger breadth of knowledge that you had before, like pre-sale, and post-sale is almost like it's two different things that are sort of preparing you guys for this sort of, I don't know, next level of just beer knowledge that not everybody really gets hold of, because you guys both, like, almost like Spinney, particularly you, because you were there with Sawdust from the beginning, grinding it out, long ass days, went over, did your own thing, grinding it out, long that same shit. Sam's, you're a little obviously more mature in Sawdust as a business, but now you're getting this approach after both doing it your own ways. Or Spinney, you've seen that's how Sawdust did it. Now this is how MERIT does it, and now we're like, oh shit, these guys do it this way. So you're like, and you've both worked at other places, obviously, but like, it's kind of pretty cool the way you guys are describing this. It just really feels like it's making you guys better business people, better managers, better brewers.
Well, it's a knowledge base. You want to build and learn.
Mm.
Like getting to work at all the breweries before we got to this point is a learning. Why would you want to stop? One of the things that we always enjoyed, like as collaborations, we do a lot of collaborations with Sawdust, and so does MERIT. Like every one of those is an opportunity to learn. With this, like even today, I had to stop by at Flying Monkeys to pick something up, and I had never been to their warehouse before, and holy shit, it is huge. And I had no idea how big it was. And Lake of Bays has a pretty big warehouse, and I thought, man, this is big. It was so much bigger. And I'm like, there's always more to learn, and each stage of that learning just gets you more prepared for the next one. And
yeah,
we can't stop. You can't stop. I actually think, when I think back now, like there was, like I go back to the spinning the wheel. Like I was feeling that a bit at Sawdust, just like we had kind of hit the stuck spot. We were doing the same thing we were making new stuff, but we were just doing the same thing year over year over year over year. This has allowed us to change direction and course correct. And now there's this new opportunity to learn, and it's very exciting. And
yeah, I felt the same way. I spinning tires for sure. I think now we're spinning different tires. However, maybe through this whole process too, right? Like,
4-wheel spinning in the mud.
when you're processing any form of loss, whether it's like something that really wasn't yours to begin with, or any sort of thing like that, you learn how to look forward to the future. So you can be more accepting. There's room to accept other things now, and learn again. Growth. Like so certain trees don't, like certain carnivorous trees don't actually sprout their seeds until the forest fire. The acidity of the soil will allow that new growth, which brings mushrooms and then allows those seeds to flourish later on. So I think sometimes the phoenix from the ashes, if you will. I've had 3 beers. I don't drink much anymore, so 3 beers.
Hey, listen, we got 3 more to go. Did you want
to? Sign me up.
Let's fucking go. Do you want to do next ones? Do you want to take a quick bathroom break, or what do you feel?
No, I'm gonna get this.
Oh, I'm all good.
You're good.
I
All right.
I got this one. I'm gonna drink this because I've been it's a
Hold it up.
random.
Show the people.
It's from Pit Caribou in Gas Bay. So I got to go to Gas Bay this summer. It was like I've been waiting to go there for a very long time. And this particular brewery, like
It's sick, huh? Which one did you go to? The Per Se? There's two in Per Se. There's the one on the water or the one on the
no, the proper, the one down down from Per Se, like about 20 minutes, like the actual facility.
Oh, okay.
I also was able to stop over at Oval after, but
What'd you get?
I'm not going to get into that. I'll just
No, don't do it now. But what'd you get?
from Oval. I bought all what they had. I just
Everything they had? Yeah, that's what I did too.
put it in a box. I'm never coming back here, so put it in a box. But
Yeah,
this one, I wanted to go to this brewery for so long because being able, like, part of the Canadian, the CBAs, the Canadian Brewing Awards, they used to enter a lot, and this is one of the breweries that I would always take the beer from, like, that was left over. And like there's breweries all across this country that I've been able to try, and I'm very fortunate, and I understand that because of this CBA situation, which this particular one, I was like, why would I ever go there? It's so far away.
It's so far.
But then getting the opportunity to go there, and they were very lovely people, and what a beautiful brewery, like right on the water, like it was everything that I was hoping for. And I brought them, like, I didn't bring beer to anybody else on this whole trip. I brought 12 beers. I'm like, here, I really like you guys. I just wanted to give you these 12 beers, and thank you for like existing. And they gave me a couple beers back, and I'm gonna have one right now. This is their Housleyville barrel aged strong beer. It's probably a saison or something.
Yeah, who fucking even knows? It's I love it. That's beautiful. My little blind pull got me this bad boy.
Okay.
Boom. Like, do that.
Give me a sec.
Beautiful. So I wonder if we went to the right. So we went to. There was one in downtown Per Se, and it was like away from. That's the brew pub. So I went there. They didn't have food. So then I went down the road to one that was on the water. I don't know if it was 20 minutes down the road, but it was down the road.
Yeah, it wasn't even that far.
Yeah, and it was on the beach. And then we went and got like they had like jerky or something, and had some jerky and got the pints on the beach. So maybe we went to the same one.
That was definitely the proper one. That was like the old fishery that they turned into a brewery.
Sounds about right. That shit was fire. That shit was really fun.
Super nice people. And then driving home again.
It's so far. It was 10 hours from Montreal.
Yeah, wow. It's like the end of the earth.
Yeah, we did it in one day. And we did it in COVID because we went there because nobody had COVID there. And when
we're not attached to the rest of the world.
Yeah, it's like it's fucking middle of nowhere. And when we on the way home, we didn't know about this, but I don't know do you guys remember the Atlantic bubble where you couldn't go into New Brunswick? Yeah. We went into New Brunswick because we went over this bridge. We just followed Waze, and we didn't know. And we all of a sudden were like, why is all the plates New Brunswick? And we pulled up for a second, like one of the superstores, and every plate was New Brunswick, and you weren't allowed to. We were like, oh fuck, we need to get out of here. Because we had Quebec plates and stuff, and we were just like, oh shit. Like, there was nothing that stopped you. There wasn't like a checkpoint. You just went over. And I was like, I wanted to go into the superstore. I'm like, oh, can I get some New Brunswick beer? And Tiff's like, no, we have to go. I'm like, all right, fuck.
Oh my God. Fuck COVID. Yeah. I didn't get some beer.
I know. I was like, fuck COVID. Like, you know, we were cautious back then, but
we'll want cans.
Yeah, I was like, I wanted to go and see what they had in these bitch. So fuck, I'd never been to New Brunswick. That was it. It was but yeah, no, it's so far.
So you went all the way around.
So we stayed in Gaspé. So we went all the top. We went to Rallebock in so we did a thing in Quebec City. We did like a tourism thing. Stayed in Quebec City for a few days. Went to Rallebock, which is in someplace on the way, and then kept going, drive like through the night, which I typically don't drive in the night, which was silly. It would have been so much prettier.
Along the Gaspé Peninsula in the night?
In the night, yes.
Dude, that is like one of the most epic drives in this country, and you were in the cover of night. Oh my God.
It was so
It's
dumb.
so beautiful. You missed so much.
But this was on the way to Gaspé, but we stayed in Gaspé for like 5-6 days or something. So we were driving all around the area for that. So we went up there from Quebec City to Gaspé in one day, but we left late. Went to Gaspé, stayed there for like whatever it was, but you couldn't go to restaurants properly. It was just such a weird time to go. You had to just get stuff to go or whatever. And then we went to Big Caribou up in Percé. We did Oval. There was a bunch of like small little ones, nothing crazy. Then on the way home, we went through what's the place called? La Naufragère. On the way around, so Gaspé's at the top of the peninsula, and you go around it, and then back towards Montreal. So we went back that way. It was beautiful. Nobody spoke English. We had a flat tire from the rental car. It was a nightmare. Trying to get that changed in French. Fuck,
Spinney, you go east all the time. Next time, you guys have to go through the Gaspé Peninsula.
I know. Now that you talked about it, I've been thinking.
You gotta do it. It's like if you're driving now. Well, you know when you turn at Rivière du Loup, don't turn. Just keep going.
Keep going.
Yeah.
It was.
I'm gonna do that. Definitely.
Yeah, it was genuinely stunning.
Got a couple days.
It's definitely worth
No,
it.
it sounds wonderful. I've never seen that part of the St. Lawrence before.
Crazy.
Oh, it's so insane. The drive is bonkers. Like just bonkers.
The whole way. It's it's really, really crazy. I'd love to do that again. It was so sick. I want to go to the Catch in Saint-Flavie up near Rimouski. Hey, you guys know the Catch?
No.
Oh my fucking God. I just got a box for them today because we hit them up on the low. They are they're the goats. They put honey in all their beers. They're like the Haze Masters. Peacherine. They did 4 peacherine. Peacherine's the greatest hop to ever spawn on this planet. They did 4 peacherine beers, and me and Nate just got that. They're insane. Quebec's fucking fire, man. Quebec's got some killer shit. I love it. I'm happy you guys.
You gotta get in there though. You gotta like penetrate and get into like.
You gotta go deep, balls deep, bro. You gotta go cervix deep on that shit, Sam. You gotta go all the way. You gotta dilate that shit. Fuck, a little bit too. So you got that. How's that beer? That one's good. The Pig Caribou.
Killer? It's fantastic. It's exactly what I thought it was gonna be.
Beautiful. So it's a barrel-aged strong ale.
Yeah, like it's definitely a saison.
Okay. Which
farmhouse aged 3 months in Chardonnay barrels. Like, remember when people used to do this? Like, I remember when we used to do this.
Yeah.
I missed it a little bit. I don't typically like. This is why this one lasted this long because I don't typically go in for like the barrel age as much as I used to.
I don't think anybody does, and that's the whole problem.
Where do you go after you've had a 9.5% Imperial Stout with raspberries, cherries? I was like, no, I'm not going back to Little Norway at this point.
I mean, you could, but
well, I'm working my way. It's like going up a hill and then coming back down
slowly. You can't just
zip. You're not just gonna hit the base. You're gonna break your ankle. You gotta slowly get into it.
Baby steps. I love it. So, Spinney, are you drinking the same one as me, Spinney?
I am, yeah.
The 107, the Dortmunder. I had this, I think it was last year at the 7th of March. Okay, never mind. I thought I had it at the OCB last year, but I did not. I love Dortmunders. Get that fucking in your face hole, mate.
Yeah, this is good Doherty.
Beautiful. Love a good Doherty. I feel, is this like, what color? I feel like I've seen different versions of Dortmunders that are like either this is like a pale version. Is that there's like slightly more brownie / amber versions? Is that
they're basically like an Uber Pilsner, more bitter.
Yeah. Okay.
They shouldn't be much more than like gold.
Okay, so maybe I'm mixing that up a bit then. So this is what she needs to look like.
Yeah, I'd say like Dab is the most corporate version of a Dortmunder.
Yeah.
But you got Pilsner being like super scratchy and hoppy, and then like Doherty's kind of the pale ale to the Pilsner, I think, if I'm not mistaken. And then you got like Helles being a little less than that, being more of that food beer. But you can actually, I don't know, I've been trying to put lagers into like a scale because, with hoppy ales, you could easily do that. But
if you looked at Germanic like base lagers, you have Helles, Pilsner, Dorts. They're kind of like right there at the top. And it would be the Dorts are a little bit stronger in that they're a little bit more bitter, a little bit more chalky, and then Pilsners are the hoppy drinkable, and then Helles is like less bitter, paler.
Yeah.
That's the Germanic side. That's the Germanic side.
Interesting. That makes sense. This is a Spinney. I love this. This is fantastic. I love Crispies. Is there anything that anyone needs to know about this one? As far as
I don't know. Besides the other two lagers that we tried tonight, it's probably our best-selling lager, even though those other two are good sellers too. 107's our address at Merit, so that's where that name comes from. But we've been making this, I think, 5 years now, and just kind of at this point, I think I'm done refining it. It's just like we're happy with the process. Time is a really important ingredient to us, and you get those nice, clear, crisp flavors, you know?
I love it. Yeah, this is a banger, dude. I love it. I feel like your Crispies are fucking spectacular stuff. This is great, man. I love it. Huge fan.
I appreciate that.
So on that note, now I was thinking before, I was like, fuck, what were we talking about? Okay, so what we were talking about was the actual product. And this is probably the biggest conversation that people have in these situations. When the biggest concern for people is any degradation of the product for both of the brands. Everybody loves both of what you guys do. That's why Laker Base wanted to get involved. I would imagine that coming from their ownership and all the decision makers they're like, they wouldn't want to specifically fuck with the product in any negative way, because that's the whole thing behind, you know, what you guys do. Could you maybe talk through sort of any, like, what that looks like? Because I think that's what, and maybe almost like ease anybody's thing, because, you know, like you talk about any of the larger purchases, and, you know, no shade, but I guess, you know, Mill Street is not a shadow of its former self. I know we've had Steve from Harmon's now on the pod, and you know, it's pretty clear that haven't real, you know, that's what typically happens. They would take these other brands and they have to naturally water them down to be able to create them at scale. So I would imagine the biggest concern from the fans of Sawdust and the fans of MERIT that they're like, shit, man, what's going to happen to my favorite beers? Like, is MERIT and going to make their stuff, and is Sawdust going to make their stuff? Are they going to be made at Laker Bays and not this? Like, talk us through that.
I think you already touched on this when you said it was a craft brewery buying another craft brewery. It wasn't a multinational. So
right.
It's not like Labatt buying Mill Street and then going, we're going to give this to the masses. This is Laker Bays buying this in a strategic way where, hey, if we combine forces, we can make both of our beers better. And no one needs to change anything. We combine forces to make everything better. It's not, I need this for my portfolio, and we can sell it at Skydome for $15 a pint because now it's craft beer, and I can tell them that's that, and it's not at all. Like, this is the only way we're going to survive. Let's be strategic about this. Let's combine forces and better ourselves. And nothing's going to change. Like, this isn't David buying Goliath. This is two Davids getting together going, hey, bud, like, we're good, right? Like, we can all, like, hang out in the same group and share some pints. So
two Davids, I love that.
Two Davids make a right, I hear.
That's very obscure podcast name, but I'm going to write it down just in case, just so I don't forget.
That's the title of the podcast. Two Davids make a right.
You want to do that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Not a new pair of underwear.
I was just gonna put something more simple.
If you Google a new pair of underwear, you're gonna get like a way different sort of like.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's a different conversation right there. Okay, so to allay any fears, is MERIT going to continue making MERIT beers in Hamilton here?
Yeah. I think what we're seeing is our flagship brands or LCBO brands being produced either at Sawdust or Laker Bays, and that's a big help. That alleviates like 30% of our production in-house, giving us maybe more time for more research and development to support all three companies, or just kind of take some stuff off my plate to then run the restaurant and other aspects of the business.
Okay. And how do you feel about? So obviously that feels it's great to take it off your plate. Are you able to work with them, or whether it's Sawdust or Laker Base directly, to make sure that the beers are being made? Obviously, Sam, you qualified that perfectly. So this is not a thing of like they're gonna fuck it up, but more like, hey, can you just make sure that, are you there to be able to be like, hey guys, I use this malt in this way, I got this process, I do this, da 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 da. Are you able to kind of do that?
Well, we literally just did the first, and like my first thing is like I text Spinney like, this is what we're doing. Is this what you want? Tell me that this is what you want. How we're gonna do it exactly. Like I want this to be his beer. Like it's his beer. So like I have now it's my. I can only fuck it up. Like I just want to make sure it's his vision.
Right.
Like this is his beer. So we're in communication with him to make sure that it ends up the way that he wants it to be. This is not. It's as close as we can get it to what you did it at Merit, because that's what people want. That's what was there to begin with. And as as the contract brewer, your goal is to make the beer that the contractor wanted.
This is something you've done a lot in the past, Sam, right? Like you've done contract work for a lot of folks at Sawdust.
And one of the first ones I did, like I made a change because I was like, that's dumb. I'm just going to change it. And then the guy came to me and he's like, why did you do this? And I'm like, well, because it was like I didn't tell him. I'm like, well, it was stupid. But I was like, he's like, well, anyways, I learned that was my mistake. I was making the beer that I wanted to make, not the one that I was making for him.
Gotcha.
So I learned from that, and now, and also because like, I also know what Spinney put into this beer and why it's my responsibility to get as close to that as possible.
Right. And so you feel you're used to it as someone who has made beer for other people. So you're cool. Plus also it makes it a lot easier that you guys have this relationship. So you're like, dude, tell me if there's anything specific I need to know. I have all the ingredients here.
Yeah.
What do we do? And Spinney, are you micromanaging? Are you just being like, obviously, if anybody that you trust, it's Samuel Corbeil. Is that how it went? Are you sort of like checking in? Are you concerned?
With Sawdust, though? Yeah. No, of course not. I think it's nice to know there's other people on that side of or up there that are, just as caring, if not more caring, about the product. And of course, with growth, there's concerns of like fluctuation, and there might be a dip and ebb and flow of it all. But like,
while you
eventually you get back to it,
Yeah.
It's not like making chicken noodle soup here or there. If I made it in Sam's kitchen at home or my kitchen here, I could probably make the exact same soup. But brewing's a little bit different, where you got efficiencies on your brew house. You got the water. That's a different flavor profile. You have to try and meet in the middle of like what you're both producing and how you produce it and compare. So like, my brew house might be able to do something that Sam's couldn't, or like a BAOS couldn't. So, do you compromise, or do you just say like, okay, well, actually you make really good stuff. So why don't you just take your elements of this and take my ingredients of that, and then kind of go from there. But again, we're learning. We're learning about it.
It usually takes at least 3 brews to get something right, because there's no way you're going to get it right the first time. It's not possible. And so you do it once, and you get like a basic. This is what we're going to do to change it. Then the next time you change it, and then by the third time, you've had 2 kicks of the can. You figure it out. Like, as much as like I say, hey, Spinney, we're going to do this. We talk. There's going to be like, okay, well, it's not the mouthfeel that I want. How do we change that? Because our water is different than their water. No matter what, it's going to be different. it boils at a different rate than that boils at, or our process is different. There's going to be changes, so there's going to be differences. It's going to
different
take
equipment, everything.
Yeah, it's going to take a few times, and like I know that people expect this like continuity, but like let's be real. That's just not reality. It takes a little bit of time, and you got to like just bear with it. Our goal is perfection, and you never get to perfection, but you're always trying to get there, and that's what we're always doing.
Right.
At least consistency, you know. I think the one thing, and then you're as a maker, and you know, you create this recipe, but then all of a sudden you're in this position where you have to communicate to guests and customers and staff, even to be like, don't worry, trust in the process, just hold on, you know. But then at that point, maybe that customer was like, I'm good, move on. Or they're willing to give it another shot. And that's what I've seen mostly is like people kind of come back around and be like, oh, I get a lot of questions like, did you guys make this here? Is it up there? Like, can you tell the difference? Like, does it really matter to you? It's still really good product. Like, we wouldn't stand behind it if it wasn't.
That's a great point.
But
is there specific things, and this is just curiosity, is there different things that say like from Merit, are there certain styles or certain brands that are being produced elsewhere? Same with Sawdust. Are there any brands that are doing that? Is it like I guess I'm saying it from a perspective of, hey, now you've got 3 different places to make shit from. Maybe one place is really, really good with lagers, and that's probably the best place to make the lagers from. And another place is really great to make the IPAs from, and da-da-da. Is there anything like that where it's sort of like, all right, now Sawdust is the fucking joint for IPAs, for example? So all the IPAs from Sawdust, Merit, and Lake of Bays get made as Sawdust, for example. Is there anything like that you guys have worked out, or is it a little too early?
We're still figuring that out.
Yeah.
And it's not just from the standpoint, there's many different factors in that, in terms of like how the facility's laid out, what access you have to what production equipment, what is the amount that you can package, what is it? There's a lot of moving pieces. It's not just going to be a simple, well, that place has this great water. Well, it also can't do that. Like, what is the best thing that you like? In terms of it'll come down to efficiency and how much we can produce in each place.
Yeah.
Gotcha. And it's just something that you guys just got to figure out slowly over time, that just what works the best where.
Yeah. We know the bones are there. You just got to dig them up now. We just got to find out where it goes what. And like, I mean, for us, like our limitations are size. We do have 40 hect tanks, but that's still smaller than any tank, I think, at Sawdust, for the most part. And then like I'm a one-man show running, kind of doing everything. So do I have time to do all this stuff? No, not really. So like, as much as we'd love to, maybe one day we'll get back.
But 40 hex is also like good for like smaller batch stuff. Like, like we all have to figure this out. Like, where does this live? Depending on like it, there's so many more larger questions to this. It's not. And I know people might look at it and go like, oh, well, they're just making it all in one place. Well, we're figuring it out.
Yeah. Like, and on top of that, there's 3 of us, but then like you're contracting for other people. Lake of Bays has at least 13 different breweries that they contract for.
Damn.
So
good for them.
Where do you fit those into our schedule? Where do you fit those into their schedule? So like we're trying to find the opportunity. Like Merit might have the ability to brew beers at a 20 or 40 hex scale just for keg production for a contract brewer. You know, like we're all still in the feel it out phase at that point of like, we all know we're good cooks. It's just how do you find out different spots of the kitchen to work from?
That's cool though. And that's really what I was sort of curious about, was sort of like how do you do it? So I guess it's trial and error over time. There's no other sort of quick fix. There's no way to
communication is
like
so important.
There's math that can figure out like the best pot. Like if you looked at it, you can math it out where like this works here, this works there, but then all of the intangibles come into effect after that, where like math is very clean cut. Like, yes, this works, but that doesn't mean it's right. It just means that the numbers work, because reality doesn't work like that sometimes. So
yeah, engineers run the world, right?
until they figure out that they're wrong.
Yeah, and you know, it might be a pinch point of like a delivery driver being overwhelmed, or hey, this actually overlaps, or double booking yourself for a meeting with two departments. Like, you just learn and then you communicate and say, hey, this isn't working, or that was actually way too much, or that wasn't good enough. How do we fix it? You know, it's just, you have to be open to change
And growth. Like, this is
yeah, hand in hand.
we talk about this like it's been this long period of time, but like, again, it's been a year. But in the existence of all of our companies, Lake of Bay's 15, us 14, you guys are 9 in your 9th year.
Yeah.
So like
Everybody's young, yeah.
1 year is not a long, is a small period of time in that. So give us time to figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
And
so we just discovered fire. Let us learn how to cook it.
Let's discover the wheel too. Yeah.
We're slowly understanding ourselves what the potential is, and I think it's also our jobs to teach other people what the potential might be as well. And that takes time.
When you say teach people, you mean teach the folks at Lake of Bays?
No. Everybody.
Oh, you mean just the people?
My staff, like staff at Merit, staff, everybody, like everybody involved, everyone that consumes our product. No. I think Lake of Bays has a lot to teach, and a lot, like I've been learning so much.
They're very competent people. They're a very well run company.
Yeah, I would imagine so. To be able to acquire both of you guys, they're not some fucking just some people who don't.
No, they're great. They're great people. Yeah.
I was thinking as you guys were talking about this, and maybe you've touched on it here a little bit, but how do you guys, and maybe the answer is we don't know yet, but how do you maintain the three, and I'm not even excluding Lake of Bays from this, how do the 3 individual company cultures remain present, and sort of you keep them, the integrity of those company cultures within a merger, or do you not, and the whole point is to merge them?
That is a good question, because that is something I've wrestled with, and that's when we said that was part of the death of something, that I don't know if that's possible.
That's what I was thinking, yeah.
And there are a lot less Sawdust people now than there were. And
what does that mean?
Part of me fear just attrition. This is.
Oh, I see. Okay.
But like that's the death of what I feel like we've lost. It's like death by 1,000 cuts. People leave, and before it was just us, but now we're getting absorbed into a larger thing, and that thing that we were is gone.
Okay.
That's the loss that I feel. So
it's the culture and what you and the team had created over the last 14 years.
Yes. And there's no way that it's never coming back. It's not coming back.
Okay.
And that's just a reality. And I can look at the pictures on my phone and go back and look at it and go, like, we had a good run. That was great. But at least we're still here. I know, because I also know that there's places out there. There's a guy out there who lost a brewery who's doing the same thing, looking at his pictures, but his brewery is gone. And I feel like I'm in a much better boat. I feel his pain, or her pain, but I'm happy that we're still here. I just know that that's never coming back.
And okay, that makes sense. That it's okay. Does any semblance of it remain, as far as like, because
it remains in James Benson. It remains in Alex Vinning. It remains, and Natalie. It remains in Matt and Pate. All the people that were there from the beginning, it's still going to be there, but it's getting absorbed into a larger entity.
It's our job to create that too, right? I think I from my perspective, I mean, it's a little bit different. We're 3 hours away again, going back to that, right? So like we might have a little bit more of like a
satellite kind of thing,
an island feeling, and be like, oh, actually, no, like I think from our thing, like people when this all happened, like Liquor Base was like, oh, we're gonna help you with everything, like give us everything, we're gonna do it, and then it didn't go super smoothly, or it wasn't cohesive, it wasn't the brand that we created. So we kind of started slowly proving back to them that like, hey, we ran this place for 8 years, maybe we do know what we're talking about, and slowly started taking back things that we needed to from a releasing standpoint, a marketing standpoint, those kind of things, because we have the voice of downtown Hamilton. You know, like, does Baysville understand what downtown Hamilton is? Probably not. You know,
that's a great point. Very different places, and you guys are that. Like, dude, I told you this when we moved to Hamilton. We mapped every single place we looked at. We were like, how far is it from Merit? Every single time. That was literally how we decided where we lived.
You choose the furthest one.
The furthest one. Because I wanted to just see Hamilton for as long as possible on my beautiful drive to 107 James Street.
That's funny. I appreciate that.
No, but I mean it, man. Like, it was like the times that we'd visited Hamilton were for Liquid Arts and to come to well, I didn't know you, but to come to Merit. So it was such like an institution of this city that like that. Yeah, it is important. And I can understand that there'd be some push and pull, and that's what it is. They'd be like, all right, let's do it this way. And you're like, well, you know, slow up for a second, guys. Like, you know, we do it this way for this reason, because this is our people there. And they're like, oh, hopefully they would be like, oh, gotcha. Okay, I see. That makes sense. Okay, cool. Let's maybe.
Yeah.
And that's really what that is, just more like a conversation. Because like you guys said, these are craft brewery people. Craft brewery people are fucking awesome.
It just takes time, you know? I think for us too, like, it was like, ooh, now there's like, give us this back. We need a purpose. But I think a good example was like Lake Bays does a lot of seasonal advertising through golf tournaments.
Okay.
We are not a golf tournament brewery. You know, that's not our clientele. Like, I'll go out for a round of golf once a year, then that's it. Like, I'm good. Like, I don't need to golf more than once a year. In a best ball tournament where there's a couple of beers going around. But,
different conversation.
I think my friend Sam over here said golf's great because you get to drive drunk, and so it's a good game, you know.
Don't change that ever, Sam.
No, but like, you know what, like, you know, we actually did a double sponsorship of a golf tournament back in May, and they did the social media posts and everything, and we're expecting, you know, feedback on that, or just like likes and posts and whatever Instagram brings you. And it was like dead silent. Like, they were shocked, because they were like, well, getting like 2,000, 3,000 likes from their like a base post, but the Merit was like 40. You know, I was like, oh yeah, like our 20 to 50 demographic, downtown Hamilton, more artsy, more creators and makers, don't really connect with that, you know. So I think that was an early on learning curve. But there's just little things like that as we grow and change, that you're like, different clientele, different perspectives, different products.
I was gonna ask about social, obviously, from my perspective. Who like is it 3 independent social things, and it gets, you know, Sawdust takes care of it from that side, or is it run now centrally?
We've got a director of marketing, and then that person has a team under them. They do everything for us, for like menus, label designs, even some merch designs, I believe, or maybe that might fall under the retail director. But then we actually took back our social media in July internally, because as a brew pub, you kind of got to be a little bit more current, a little bit faster pace. You know, like, this is what's happening tonight, this is what's happening tomorrow. And instead of going through 5 channels, it was like, well, why don't we just give the guy at the bar who works 5 days a week an opportunity, and that's how we ended up getting that back. Essentially, was like it's not updated enough. It's not enough to just repost someone's post from 4 days ago. Like you got to be on top of it for
you do.
a brew pub, anyways, or for any social media. But brew pub is now, come now. Trivia tonight, bingo tomorrow, kind of thing.
Totally. What about you, Sam? From your side, like, are you guys handling it, or is it?
We've left it in the hands of Liquor Base. We've been since COVID. It's been a very hard struggle to get anyone to stay. Been a bit of a revolving door. Getting a solid message, a consistent message. I trust the people of Liquor Base fully. We just haven't had. I'm just gonna leave it there.
Understood. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, there's obviously if I own a social media agency, so I'm very passionate about this stuff, and I feel like it's like it could come from. They could do it if it's with direction, but it's probably better to be handled because if there's got to be somebody on the ground making the flyers, talking about what's going on, particularly in a brew pub. And look, fucking Sawdust is a brew pub too. Like, yeah, you got a larger footprint than MERIT in LCBO and distribution, but it's still a brew pub with a ton of events. So yeah, you definitely need some internal focus and a lot of strategy with regard to social and stuff. And not everybody gets that.
And I'm sure they'll get there. Like again, they just took this on from their perspective. They just gained all this these other components that they got to put together, and they're figuring it out. But like,
no,
it's never it's not been our strong point for a while.
That's fair. Yeah, I get it. It's a whole fucking thing. It's not the simplest thing in the world. But I was just really curious to sort of see where that had landed at this point. Once again, you guys have very adeptly explained that this whole thing is it's in the making. Every single element of this, from the recipes and where things are brewed and branding and social and marketing and fucking logistics and everything, is figuring it out on the fly. And it's I don't know, as like someone I know I've owned a business for 10 plus years, and I'm like, this is fascinating to me. That's why I wanted to talk to you guys about this as well. From the beer side, like that nerd side, I want to hear about it. But just from like a business, it's like it's kind of cool. I just think it's dope. I got no bias against any of this stuff. I think it's like beer people don't understand it, and if they did, they'd be like, oh, okay, this makes sense. And this is what I really hope people take out of this tonight. I know we've got more to talk about still, because I want to take a piss like a bitch, but like, it's very cool. I appreciate you guys being so forthcoming with all this. This is wicked. Let's take a quick party break, and we'll come back and crush some beers and keep yapping.
Okay.
And we are back, gentlemen. I'm about to get into what Sam just had before, the Blood of Cthulhu, the 2025 edition. This is one of my favorite Ontario beers of all time. This is a banger. I'm fucking amped. 9.5% stout with, what was it again, Sam?
Raspberries, cherry, cranberries, and
cherries. Fuck yeah, let's fucking go, dude. I'm stoked as hell. Uncle Aaron, what are you doing, mate?
Give me a sec. Let me see what I can find.
Yeah, see what you can find. Backhand that shit, bro. Fuck it. And what do you got, Sam? You got something different now?
So earlier, I was at my good friend Dave's. We were doing the 9th anniversary of the Sam and Dave Christmas beer. So
that's so crazy. You've done it for 9 years.
So
dude,
today
that's
I'm going to
insane.
drink. This is the 8th version.
Okay.
Give me some lovin' for the holidays. So for those uninitiated, every name is a Sam and Dave song. So give me some lovin' is a Sam and Dave song, but we just add for the holidays at the end.
Hold up. Who's Sam and Dave? Is this some like...
It's a soul group from the... What?
I'm sorry.
Yeah, the Soul Man. Sam and Dave.
You don't know Sam and Dave?
Hold on, I'm coming.
I know Soul Man, I think. Hold up.
You know all their songs, I guarantee you.
Okay. If I play I think if I play it, it's not good. Okay, I should know. I want to pre-apologize.
So
not
Dave
knowing.
and I worked for years together at Mill Street, and while
Can you hear that when I play music or not?
Yeah,
Could you hear?
totally do it.
No, I can't because it'll get taken down. Can you hear it? I'm playing it right now. Can you hear it?
Cool, man. Yeah,
No.
Can you hear it?
a little bit.
Oh no, you're not supposed to hear it because it's coming through my headphones. Okay, because it'll get the YouTube video taken down because it'll be a copyright strike. Okay. So that's what that's all from. So you're taking songs from this group
Every year we do a song name from Sam and Dave,
Okay, and put for the holidays.
and then we put for the holiday.
That's amazing. That's genuinely hilarious.
So
And it's-
when we worked together at Mill Street, like Dave was like the afternoon shift and I was the morning shift, and we would in passing, but like we worked together for a number of years, and we always talked about when we finally opened our breweries at one in the distant future, this would be something that we did, and we've now carried it on for 9 years. And today we brewed the 9th one, which was that we revisited beer that we liked from the previous 9.
Okay.
But exciting nonetheless. It was just great to see Dave again and hang out. And
Dave's a champion.
he's
I haven't
awesome.
seen fucking Dave in forever. That's sick, man. It's you guys always did really interesting styles with that, like Weizenbachs and like strange ass shit.
This is a Weizenbach. So they're typically like a Belgian or German strong ale, something spiced, something holiday themed.
Here for it. I love it. Very appropriate. When's the new one come out?
Well, sometime in November. The dinner is November 27th at East. So they do a feast bound. We do a big dinner and we go down there. And
Oh yeah, that's sick.
so that'll be sometime before November 27th.
Okay, perfect. Spinney, what are you crushing, big dog?
I never put the Sam and Dave thing together. That's sick. I really like that a lot. That's dope. I've got the Beneath the Noise dry stout.
Dry stout. Let's go.
Easy drinking.
Can't go wrong with that bad boy. Dry stout. Let's go. Was that
Yeah.
4.5, 5%?
Yeah, what I did here. 4.8.
4.8. Get that fucking.
I love the 4.8. It's like I don't want to quite say it's 4.5, but also not 5.
It's a light beer.
Just a little bit. That's amazing. I love it. And this beer, Blood of Cthulhu, is fire. This is fantastic. I remember I kept one. I had one. I don't know why. Before I really understood, like I didn't have a real cellar when I was in Montreal. I didn't have much space. Now I got some bus shit. But I remember I kept a can of this in the fridge for years. Probably from like 2015, 2014. I think I might have had it around COVID time. It's just slapped because it doesn't. You always think that like maybe the berries would like, dip down a little bit. Fuck yeah, it's fire.
Remember that review Robin wrote?
Oh my god, she wrote it like in the
The voice of
verbiage
Cthulhu.
of H.P. Lovecraft. Yeah, that was epic.
Shouts to
Robin
Robin.
LeBlanc. She actually wrote the original blurb on the side of the can that we went to LCDO based on that. Like, and this is why I love this industry, because we had it wasn't just brewers talking to brewers, but it was all the other components, podcasters, beer reviewers, bloggers, all the people. We all lived in the same world. We all conversed and hung out at the same festivals, and it was like this idea that we could make this grow. And it was just this continual push to growth.
Do you feel like it's lost that little pizzazz as of 2025? Yeah.
Yeah. It's not the way it was. And part of it's like I'm just not out there pushing it as hard. Life.
Less opportunity, I think. Yeah.
Less opportunity in what way?
There's not as many festivals.
Yeah.
There's not as much press opportunity. Like we lived in the golden era of this craft beer push in Ontario. Like
It's true.
it was fantastic, and I think we should recognize that wave that we got to crest and enjoy was an anomaly.
It was almost like the next Food Network show, but then everyone realized brewing is actually pretty boring. There's not much to see.
Well, it's like it was strange, I guess, because you guys got into it early. I got into it, I guess, at the beginning of 2011 properly, like actually considering it as opposed to like just casually doing it. So you guys were definitely well before I was. So I was able to see a lot of the change and sort of like, oh, when Mad Tom and things like that came in, and like, you know, you see the IBU wars and everyone's obsessed with Belgium, everyone's trying to get West for turn 12, and like, and then you go through and then all of a sudden you're like, oh fuck, now what's this haze stuff? And I remember still to this day, do you remember, Sam, we met at Toronto Brewing up at Downsview, and you gave me cans of Juicin in 2016. That was probably, when I say probably, I mean definitely the first New England IPA I'd ever had. And I hadn't, because I still couldn't travel yet. And Canada we weren't doing much. It wasn't really happening out here. And I feel like Juicin was the closest thing that had happened. I know that we'd had this discussion on the pod, and apparently Barncat was the OG.
Not Barncat. It was Raw. Oh my God.
It wasn't Eminence or whatever from Barncat?
No, it was Jesus. It'll come to me, but
yeah, well, I know we've had a few brewskis tonight, boys, so it's fine.
It was Rob Doyle and his partner made this beer. It was the first one.
What do I know? Rob Doyle. Who did he?
He works on
Harmon's, right?
Harmon now, but he did.
Yeah, I know Rob. Yeah,
someone they did this. It'll come to me eventually.
Okay.
We'll it was Caleb and James did this. We had gone down to Philly for a craft brewers conference, and we went to Tired Hands and tried some stuff. And they came back with some inspiration. And like I remember like talking to Spinney about this. To me, it was like it didn't make sense. It was like an unfinished beer. I was like, this isn't right.
Right. Because it's like, why is it murky? And like,
yeah, I remember that day you were on the brew house, and it was like the first time we both saw hazy beer in social media. And it was like, this is just what we pour down the drain. This looks like the bottom of the tank.
And now it's what all the kids are after.
But it's also like learning is also just sometimes it takes a different road. Like it goes like
you learn so much. Like, you know, people are like, oh, whatever, hazy beers, get over it. But like they have so much to teach you. And you learn so much because the last 100 years of not only like, I mean, not even the last 100 years, but like all of our equipment, all of our suppliers sell us stuff to clarify and make our beer as clear as possible.
Right.
Now, all of a sudden, you're trying to defy gravity and suspend haze, which is solids. There's solids. It's not anything else other than that. So eventually time and temperature is going to let that fall to the bottom of the glass. Like there's so much to learn about essentially suspending things in solution that shouldn't be there. I don't know. And then you got hops, and then you got the yeast that are now like pushing boundaries and all these new hop extracts. Like, I don't know. IPAs are still super cool to learn about and brew. But at that time, we thought it was swamp water.
They taste good, man.
They're great. Yeah.
They're the best, even to this day. How much money I've spent on traveling to go and get these stupid things. It's kind of crazy, but like that era, Bronin High Road. Yeah, man.
That was it.
That was a nice Vermont IPA, if I want to be really specific. Vermont as opposed to New England, which if you want to be split hairs.
That was like the progenitor of the style.
Yes. Oh, dog. Absolutely. Absolutely.
So like,
when was that? Do you remember? Like 2015, maybe.
It was months before we did Juicin, and like there was, but they were the first ones in Ontario for sure
to do a Vermont IPA, which is equivalent to Heady and Sip of Sunshine.
Yeah, and and that's where it all kind of started, and like
yeah. It's kind of cool to think back on it, eh?
Yeah, it is,
And
because like that style only really has existed for 10 years. And like that's not a long period of time.
well, do you know what's interesting? We went to Hill Farmstead 2 years ago, and we got connected with Sean from Alex at Will's in Montreal. So we went there, asked for Sean, and he hung out with us for an hour and a half. Super interesting guy. And basically, he told us that he was the inventor of New England IPAs in, I want to say it was either I think it was 2011 or 2010. And then Nate from Treehouse came to festivals where Sean was there, and he was asking him all these questions, and he went and took what he was doing and then went and made what they do at Treehouse, basically kind of trying to copy him. So according to Sean Hill, he was the architect of New England IPAs, which was after, like, Hetty and Sip were before then. Were absolutely before then. So I think he told me 2011, if I'm not mistaken. Could have been 2010, something like that. But I didn't discover him until 2016, I think, because it was juicing. And then I got my visa because I couldn't leave Canada for a number of years because of immigration was bonkers. You think it's bad now? It's fucking back then. Shit was. It took me 12 years to become a citizen. I couldn't leave for like 4 or 5 years. When I got my visa, the first thing I did was run straight to Vermont and started to see all the stuff there. And it was because really you guys, that's in my head, because I was in Montreal, so I knew you. And I knew Juicin, but I didn't know really Bunkat were like so far and they were super small. So what I was told was that they did it. I think it was just before Juicin, and maybe saying the stuff that Rob did was before that. But I think it's really funny to trace that lineage and see what's going on in that style. I didn't even know why the fuck we were talking about that. But Hayes definitely is like, it's become like, we all appreciate a whole bunch of things, but Hayes is really like a massive thing. To this, I went to Albany on which technically Oktoberfest about a month ago, on that September weekend when Oktoberfest kicks off. I went to Treehouse in Saratoga Springs, New York, the new one that was the first one in New York State. It's fucking insane. It's just as good as the other ones in Charlton or Tewksbury that I've been to. Like, you're like, man, it's just. And they did a pop up, I think 2 weeks ago in Rochester. Blew it out the water, and the theory is that they're testing Rochester as the next location for another treehouse out there, and that is a recession-proof fucking business in an industry that is fascinating in dealing with a whole bunch of stuff. And I feel like I don't know, Hayes is such an interesting thing because there's people who travel, including myself, you go places to acquire it, and it's still one of the most popular styles, if not I think it's the most popular style basically anywhere to this day, which is great. And the interesting thing about that is that both you guys do exceptional haze, which is a beautiful thing. And speaking of that, being that it's such a precious, I don't remember why we were talking about it, but it's sick. How do you guys feel like you have control over something? Because I feel like haze, you probably got to keep a pretty decent amount of control over, and both you guys fucking slap at it. What's the vibes moving forward as far as that style?
I think we're gonna stay the course, but like there's always more things to learn. Like water profile is a huge thing, like playing with that. Like even just having the chance to brew Spinney's beers, the way he approached it was different than us. So
Sick.
So
you're learning about it.
Yeah. Like, oh, okay, I'll try that. Like, let's do that. Like, for me, one of the most eye-opening things was working with the guys at Dominion City and how they approach mash temperature and finishing it. Like, I was always very much West Coast, getting over that. I never really understood the style. Like, I just didn't. I didn't get out there. It wasn't. I bitched it like, oh, it doesn't look like it's a finished beer, but I didn't really understand the style. And until you get it, you have to understand it. And it needs to finish high. It needs to have body. It needs to have mouthfeel. It needs to be a certain way. And just I don't know what was I going.
You get it though, man. Like,
Hazy.
like let's be hazy. The shit that you guys are doing, like, I want to say, like, I know that our first, it's here we go. So we have the second Get It In Ya, and this is a full can, Sam.
It's still around.
This was canned on February 2nd, 2018. This beautiful beer. This is our first ever collab in a can, and then the second one.
They're very different, and I was actually angry about the second one because I don't know why it finished as low as it did, but I wanted it to finish a lot higher.
ABV?
No.
Oh,
sure. FD, like the gravity was too low. Like I wanted it to be more body. It just went further than I expected. But when I approached the first one, that wasn't really how we looked at it, and you need to leave that in there. And that second one pissed me off so much, and I still don't know why it didn't. It's like sometimes it just happens, but like.
Well, I brought it up to say that the first one was the most hops you'd ever put into a beer, and it was so intense, and it was your learning thing because you were like, "Oh, these guys like this shit. Let's fucking go balls to the wall, right?" So we went balls to the wall. That beer was. I bet you we could crack that can right now, and she's probably popping. And then the second version, I just feel like you guys really like cracked the code at that point on haze and really sort of like dialed it in. And I think that was we're talking about that because you're saying that obviously you're brewing MERIT's haze, and I feel like it's like that's pretty dope because you guys make exceptional haze, like the Everyday Magic. Are you still doing that one, or is that
Yeah, it'll come back. We did it last summer. We do it.
Okay, so it's a seasonal. That shit is just fucking bonkers. I just feel like it's a really great example, and I feel like there's something that you guys have like this really wonderful know-how of haze, and you got the centrifuge as well and things like that you can really do Spinney's beers justice in a way that's really gonna. I think it's like a cool partnership that bringing it back to all this conversation that like if are you doing multiple IPAs from MERIT? Is that the vibe?
We've only done one so far. We got another one coming up, but like, I'm also want to know how he approached, like,
because you guys are learning from each other.
Yeah, like,
kind of excited to learn or to see it become better. Now that Sam's
yeah,
I told him like take your process. Obviously, whatever you're doing, I trust you. We make great beer, so just take my ingredients and the ratios and go for it.
And when we say like, I just want to be very, very clear about this. It's not me. It's my team. It is Sawdust, not my team. It is Sawdust. James Benson, Alex Denning, those guys.
Shouts to them, then. Jimbo and Alex are fucking champions.
I don't want like they're the ones doing all the actual hard work. So like, I just want to make that clear. So.
Totally. And like the best part about this, I was talking to Spinney and I were talking about this yesterday. Like, I didn't realize Jimbo had been there so long because every single time I've been to Sawdust, I've seen Jimbo. And I met Alex.
He just passed his 10th year.
Is that it? 10?
Yeah, he just got it 10 years ago.
Hell yeah. I feel like it's been longer for him. And then I met Alex in March. And then Alex came and volunteered for our event in May for our 10th anniversary. I'm like, so now I know Alex a little better, and he's a fucking legend too. I'm just like, man, it's really cool. And I think it's like I think that side of it is that you've got a cat that's been there for 10 years. I don't know how long Alex been around?
He's been at Sawdust for a year, but he's worked from Vancouver across the country. Like he's put his time in.
He knows what's up. So then you've got really, 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 and competent is underplaying it. Like very intelligent, talented brewers, not only making Sawdust stuff, but then like you said, Spinney, I can understand why you'd be like, yeah, man, these dudes know what's up, man. They'll do my shit, real justice. They'll make it how I want it to be, and I think that's the most encouraging thing about this. And I'm sort of hopping on that to. For anyone who is a bit concerned about what's going to happen to the products, because that is the biggest concern about this situation is what's going to happen to the products. Are they going to be the same? Are they going to change? Like, it kind of seems like they can only get better with the information exchange between the three breweries. And as you guys are figuring out the best place to brew which styles, it's going to shuffle around a little bit, but it's going to be the best outcome for all of those styles for each of the brands. And I think that's a net positive for everybody, from the drinkers to the brands. It's very cool, and it's very sort of like, okay, if you're ever worried, like, don't worry about that, man. Like Young Rival, it's going to be okay, because the folks up at Sawdust are going to take care of it. And then maybe in Merit, I don't know, would you brew other styles other brand stuff at Merit at all? Is that a thing that could happen, or because you're the smallest of the three, it probably just is more of a brew pub style approach?
Yeah, most likely the brew pub style, but there's always room for that R&D side of it. There's like a Bays also has 2 brew pubs themselves at a lot smaller capacity. So the potential's there, but yeah, for now it's mostly just Merit focus at this point.
That makes sense. The other thing I was going to ask actually about this, being that now there's different considerations, how does it change how collabs work? Because I know that the example that you said before, Sam, where you were like, yeah, hop seller comes in, you're like, yo, I got this new shit, and you're like, yep, bet, sold. What about those conversations that happen naturally? Like if I'm like, yo, Sam, let's get it in your volume 3. Does that work the same way?
I don't know. I don't know anymore. That's something that hasn't come up yet. Like, obviously right now we're dealing with like these like bigger picture issues, but like those things, like even today, like I was just like, hey, I'm gonna go to Eastbound because Dave and I are gonna do this collab, but like I don't know how that fits in the larger picture. It hasn't really come up, but I hope like we have a collab coming up in the new year with Sankiem. I'm really excited about.
Oh, because I connected you guys on that.
Yeah, so
yo, Jacob is stoked, bro.
And I'm hoping you can come with, Spin. Like,
tell me when it is. Like, it's not that far.
January 7th. I think we landed on January 7th.
Okay, if I don't have pods, that could work.
We're gonna go.
That is you doing Westy?
We're going to Air, and we're gonna. It's Air, right?
No, Aylmer.
Aylmer.
Air is Willowbold.
Yeah, I was like, I know it has an A.
But
there's an Aylmer in Ontario, and there's an Aylmer in
Aylmer, Quebec. Call it Gatineau. It's Gatineau. It's just a part of
Gatineau, but January 7th, I think we landed on the date where we're cooking up a Westie for a West Coast style collab.
Honestly, Sankiem are the goats of Westies in Quebec. There's no one even coming close to them with the breadth of what they do. And Jacob is so gassed on Sawdust, and he was pouring. I think he poured Lone Pine at an event, and he was like, "Can you connect me with Sam?" I'm like, "Yes, I can. Yes, I can."
I'm very excited about it. I think it's gonna be fun and a bun. Like I'm super jazzed.
That's cool.
We've gone back and forth. We've got the recipe down. So we got the beer down, and
it's going to be spectacular. I love it. It makes me so happy.
Do I want to go for the? Like, I can't go twice, so it's like, do I want to go for the? I want to go for the collab, or do I want to go for the festival? But I want to be there for the. Like, I want to be there for the brew. So, but I also want to be there for
the. How long after is the festival?
It's 21 days. 21 days. We're positioning it so like we brew it and then it's bam right in like fresh as food right into the festival.
Let's talk about that because that's extraordinarily. Because Nate will be there at the very least because he's around the corner. For me, it's a high point. Oh man, that's so sick.
We were going back and forth. The last I haven't heard from him in a couple of weeks, but I'll reach out again. But we have the recipe down, so
that's exciting. That makes me very, very happy because Westies are not promoted enough, and they're doing. You guys are doing the shit out here with Lone Pine and stuff, and obviously with what's the one Spinney? Is it Yes? It says big Yes on the can. Yes Coast or something.
Yeah, Yes Coast was our West.
Yeah,
West
that
Coast.
one fucking slaps. So like. Westies out here in Ontario are few and further between. than Quebec, strangely, which is
Yeah,
odd.
definitely.
Sankiem are running. They got like I've never seen a brewery with that many West Coast in America and anywhere. And they're bonkers. It's like they really hung their hat on it, which is sick to see that there's a whole market for a variety of Westies from like 5% up to 10% and everything in between and all the different variances, new school, old school, amber, like, you know,
So
whatever more.
we actually talked about how we were going to approach it. Are we going old school or new school? We went new products. Like we went heavy on the new like
The new hot products.
To malt base was old school, sort of like neutral, but then let's play with some new stuff, and also with the specific purpose not to use one of the Holy Trinity, which is Simcoe Mosaic or Citra. Like none of that. It had to be outside of those three hops. It had to be like anything
by those three.
Yeah. It's funny making those beers. Like you got to forget modern IPAs and go back 10 years and
have some fun with it. I still like. I have this thing that I've always wanted to make, which is like this amber IPA with just Summit. I don't know. It's like sits in my head. I think this will be great.
Reminds me of like
anymore.
Hopback Amber Ale, that Trogs beer.
Oh, dude, what about the nectar juice? It was nugget nectar.
Nugget nectar from was that
Nugget nectar? Let me look at
Ithaca. Was that Ithaca?
Yeah, but like those were.
And that Cascazilla, the Ithaca Cascazilla.
Trogs. Nugget nectar is Trogs. I've had it.
It is Trogs, yeah.
When the fuck did I have this?
Ithaca did some good amber beers.
Yo, Trogs is a big deal from what I understand.
Trogs is awesome. I mean, I've been to Pennsylvania. It's like
I've been to Pennsylvania many times, but I haven't been to Trogs.
Cool.
I had this in 20.
It is you have to go to Trogs.
I know. I'm fucking up. I definitely it's on the list.
What was the other one in Hershey? Is that Hershey, Pennsylvania?
That's Hershey, Pennsylvania. Yeah.
Then there was another brewery there too.
Victory?
No, they did milk stout. That was really good. Right next to the amusement park.
The Trogs, Englewood, Zero.
I had like a red wine barrel quadruple from them, and it was
Rotunda, Rubber Soul, Englewood, Mid-State, Snitz.
That's gonna eat me alive. That place was like you walked in and there was a beautiful bar, but then the restaurant was like single booths with velvet drapes that you could close to have like a private booth. I don't know, it was just so cool.
Oh, when you're saying Trogs, I was thinking of Troon. Isn't that the one that everyone gasses up about? Is Troon? Okay.
I've not heard of that. Trogs is just sick. Trogs is also
an OG. They've been around.
Trogs are OG. Troon is the one that's like the haze guys. Okay. Yeah. Fuck, man. There's so many, so much. Beer is the best. Isn't the funnest shit ever?
Yeah, it's great.
The funnest. It's so
fun to be able, whenever you're traveling somewhere, just to be able to like pop off the highway and go like, well, so like my kid plays hockey or baseball. My first thing is like, because I got like an hour I'm like, breweries near me, and I will like, oh, there's one like 5 minutes. I guess I'll just pop on over to this while they get warmed up.
See what's good.
See what's up.
I'll be right back, buddy. You just keep warming up there. Keep stretching.
Yeah. Why not? It's right there. But like it gives you an opportunity to check out new stuff.
Dad needs to do some work.
Hey man, it's great.
It's a beautiful thing. It's one of the most wonderful things that's ever happened in my life. Not to my belt line. What's it called? My gut. God damn it! But it's the funnest. I just feel like it's so cool. It's so creative and like we're still at like an early. I don't know. I don't know if we're like we're. I was about to say we're still in an early stage. Maybe that's bullshit. But we're sort of like coming back down from an insane peak, which probably was manufactured due to COVID and different other factors, and maybe just sort of like peaking, and now we're sort of getting into a bit more of a smooth. It seems like it's a bit more smoother. Do you guys feel like, what's your optimism for the future of beer? Because obviously, if there's a brewery, like a local craft brewery like Lake of Bays, who are acquiring and merging with other breweries, that they feel very bullish about craft beer moving forward. I mean, how do you guys feel about craft beer moving forward?
Well, I don't think beer is going anywhere. People still love beer. I don't think it's ever going to get as popular as it was 7 years ago, like when it was crazy. We just happen to get there at a great time. But I think there's a certain person, like, it's always going to want something different. That's going to want something exciting. And as long as you continue to make good product and give people things that they can associate with, give them good stories, allow them to associate with you on a personal level, they're always going to be there. Like, we're part of a community. We're part of a story of where you are from. So, like, I don't think it's going to go anywhere.
I agree. Do you guys feel then that what you just said, Sam, like, can you maintain that in the current situation? Because I wonder also if that's a concern of the drinker, is that, like, can the people behind Merit and Sawdust, who are two of my favorite brands, is anything going to change with them? Is the people going to be the same? Is the experience going to be the same? Like, am I going to walk into either of the breweries and feel like anything's changed, or it's going to be like, oh, sweet, they're not even going to know if they didn't see the social posts? Would they know any different to the actual situation on the business side, on the back end?
I hope not. Like, I mean, I hope that.
Do you guys feel that it's changed in the last, well, for you, Sam, for the few months, for Spinney for the last year? Do you, like, if it's a hope not, I love that. But do you have you noticed from the perspectives that you both hold, maybe?
Well, no, we
Same shit.
wholeheartedly have no. Like, it's business as usual.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's our jobs to just remind people that nothing's changed. Business as usual.
Yeah, as much as, like, it may have changed in the background, the forefront,
the experience for the consumer is going to be like same wonderful faces in the tap room, same quality product coming out of those lines, same experience with the food program that both you have that are both exceptional.
Yeah, so like you said, the experience they have. So I'd be remiss to mention, like, James has been here 10 years. We've also had a bartender, Matt Pape, who just within the same week also graduated 10 years. So that experience, he's been at that bar pouring beers for 10 years. So invariably, if someone came in those 10 years, that same experience is going to be there because Matt's there. He's the face. He's the guy selling it. Like, he's been around those 10 years. That's not changing. Like, as much as James has been a part of making the beer for 10 years, Matt's been a part of selling that same beer to those same consumers for 10 years. So that throughput from production to packaging to sell is exactly the same people. So that experience is still there. Same people.
Okay. Is it the same in at Merit, Spinney?
I might have to.
Yeah, try to.
You got to duck out for a sec? Do you want to pause?
My dog is barking.
Do you want to?
Hold on. Just give me 1 sec.
Yeah. Do you want to pause or do you want to just run out?
Yeah, I gotta
go. Okay. Hey, sometimes shit happens, Spinney. But like, walking into the brewery to see you yesterday, man. Like, You couldn't have told me different, bro. I've been having I think I don't know if I told you on tech. I've been having the curry mayo with like last night's dinner and tonight's dinner. Everything's the same. It's beautiful. The beers are phenomenal. Like
Yeah,
this 107 is the same as I drank it last year. Like
I think our food's continuously getting better. I'd like to hope that the beer stays the same, if not continues to get better as well. I think that's the thing. Either the consistency or become better. Right now, I think the first year was a lot of like repeat, just push play again, try and like hit the same playbook as we like learn all these new things. So I think there's definitely room to change and adapt again. But yeah, for the most part, I think same experience, if not better. Trying to improve all the time for sure.
I like that. And does that make you feel? Do you try and like, being that like things have changed on the back end? Does it make you feel like you want to have a little more, because now you're a GM as well as a brewer, which obviously is a lot of additional pressure on yourself? Do you feel like you want to try and like control that experience a little bit more to keep it, keep it merit, keep it what people would expect from you?
I hope so.
Yeah. I guess in
think,
order to sort of not make anyone walk in and be like, "Hey, something's changed here," but like be like, you know what I'm saying? Like, not that
no,
anything.
I think
Yeah.
I want to like give the same hug, but more better and harder, longer hug. Like welcome into our space. Like I don't know, there again, like Sam was saying, you can find the time where you're spinning your tires and kind of becoming stagnant. Like Hamilton's maybe not a growing population to an extent, but it's growing constantly in new places to visit, new restaurants, new food scene, new bars, new restaurants, and there's also a lot of things closing as well. So the landscape of our industry is changing locally. How do we stay relevant within that local market that's continuously changing, but then also like continuously try and stay relevant in the other industry that, in my opinion, we were a part of first,
Which is
yeah, the beer. Yeah, beer is important. So I don't know. It's we always want to put our best foot forward. It's hard to try and do everything at once, I think, but like as we learn to adapt and absorb the resources that we now have, we only can get better. And hopefully that's the experience that we're giving to everybody. But in terms of like, I think the kitchen alone, or like ourselves, it's all us. There's only 17 of us down in Hamilton here. The kitchen is phenomenal. It's never been stronger. It's never been better. And the food just continuously just blows me out of the water. I got into beer because of food. I love, like, food is my love language. So I just like really enjoy working with the chefs and try and train the front of house staff to like understand like the quality of product. And your job's pretty easy because we did that for you. All you gotta do is smile and explain to the person that comes in the door, like, "Hey, welcome home."
Hell yeah, dude. I love that. And something that you and I were talking about very briefly yesterday, just while Sam's off there to talk about it, which is something that excites me aggressively as a homeowner in Hamilton, is the both the stadium that's being built around the corner to open on November 21st for that Paul McCartney concert, which is the TD Coliseum, which is fucking crazy. And the fact that Merit is like, you are so disgustingly well positioned as like, if I'm going to a show at that place, I am going to fucking Merit. I'm going to have some of those bomb fries with the best curry mayo on the planet and the glorious sausage and some of the incredible beers, and then go hit that show. I just think it's so sick that you've got that. Plus across the street, which we were looking at, those Louis Vuitton Design District towers that have been built up. Like, to me as a Hamiltonian, and it's just it's exciting, but to you as a business owner in a stone's throw from both of those places, that's got to be like jizz in your pants, like, fucking let's go, dude. Like, are you like, you got to be bullish as hell, man?
It's something that we expected when we kind of opened the business. We were a part of the growth. I think craft breweries are kind of the new McDonald's, or were at one point, where that's the anchor of gentrification. And how can you be a part of the good side of that, not the bad side of that? With like 2019 coming around, and then COVID, 2019 saw like the removal of the height restriction in building codes in Hamilton. So that's where you start to see these skyscrapers start to go up in the air. And yeah, I mean, that's just opening the ability for more people to move into a denser population. I think most of Hamilton's population is 80% downtown already. So, the only place to go is up. And that just allows us to be a part of it even further.
I love it, man. I just feel like if you go into a show, like that's where you go. Like it's like such a no-brainer. Look, and to be fair, like James Street is, like, as you were saying, it's so fire. Like Hamilton, is it the best pizza in North America, in Canada, whatever it is? We keep getting all these pizzas in My Pie and Cowabunga and stuff are like goated pizza stuff. I just feel like it's becoming Hamilton is Brooklyn and Toronto is Manhattan, and people are going to keep moving out here, and there's so much happening. It's extremely exciting, and you guys are kind of at the what's it called, like the eye of the storm as far as like where all the attention is. And it makes me happy to hear that you guys are in this position now. You're old. Both Sawdust and MERIT are ensuring your longevity by the partnership with Laker Bays, which is essentially the crux of the issue. Is that a fair take? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
And you've made a decision from your side. You didn't have to sell, but you guys did. All the owners, the people who made the decisions, did, and they would have done that thoughtfully because they cared about the business, and it allows it to sort of like continue to grow and thrive. Because if either of your businesses didn't survive, that would have been devastating, I think, to craft beer, particularly in Hamilton. We don't have many. We got like 9 breweries in the city or some shit, and Gravenhurst probably has 1. So it's cool to see that, like, Hamilton to me is extremely exciting right now. I was saying, we did a podcast with Matt from Bench the other night, and we were just talking about all of the stuff that's happening here, because they're going to be with the Tiger Cats and and we're just talking. I was like, yo, what do you think, as a dude who's going through all of this? And he was like amped about Hamilton, because me and Tiff are a little bit like, I don't know, is it cool? Is shit popping? And it just really seems like things are really like moving in the right direction. So having MERIT downtown as like such a, like, it's just the perfect, if you're doing anything cool in Hamilton, it's kind of where you got to go. And if you're going up to Muskoka, if you don't go to Graven, dude, I went to, do you guys podcast, guys? Obviously we're on a podcast. Do you guys listen to podcasts much? No? Okay. So, okay, no problem. That's okay. Not offended, Sam. Very offended, but not offended. There's this dude in the UK. He actually lives out in America now, but the podcast called Modern Wisdom. And we bought meet and greet with front row meet and greet tickets. He's like one of the biggest, like, top 20 podcasts in the world. British guy who lives in Austin, Texas. And what's my fucking point? I lost it. What's the fucking point?
You lost the plot, mate.
Dog, it's the fucking Cthulhu, man. What are you giving me 9.5% fucking beers on a podcast, you prick? Fucking hell, Sam. There was a good point about something here. Maybe it'll come back to me. God damn it, I had a great point.
Podcast.
Backtrack. What were we talking about? We were talking about...
You went up going to Gravenhurst for the beers.
He went... He was like, we did a meet and greet beforehand, so we were doing a Q&A. He was like, yeah, I went up to Gravenhurst to meet with this guy to do a podcast. I'm like, Gravenhurst, Sawdust! Like, and he didn't really respond. But, like, he said, he was like, yeah, I was at a bar, just started talking to the locals and stuff like that. Like, this guy's a relatively big deal in a niche. Like, he's got 1 billion views on his podcast, which is not in a billion, or a B. So not insignificant. He's one of the biggest podcasts in the world. Modern Wisdom. He's fantastic. British guy. He just asked, and a lot of the way that I'd like to try to talk on here is because of the way he asks questions. It's he's awesome. He was super cool. He dapped me up on my drip on my fucking hoodie. He was like, "Yo, that's fire!" Like, yeah, sick. But it was really cool to see that he went to Gravenhurst. I was like, "Yes, Sawdust, bro, let's go!" Like that was my like. It's cool to see that that if you think of Gravenhurst, you think of Sawdust, you think of Hamilton, you think of Merit. Like it's cool that you guys are really like being able to maintain the brands through all of this, and you know you're going through the challenges in the best of ways for all three businesses. Are just trying to figure out how to coexist in the best way possible to benefit everybody. And I think that's what people need to understand is that there is no exact path to just making this smooth and easy and beautiful. It's just you guys are all trying to figure it out, and that's a part of the game, and to make sure that all three brands thrive and the products are the best they possibly can be. And you know,
Yeah, that's our goal.
yeah. Just I guess all of that to say, I just want I guess a lot of this is to allay any fears of people thinking that like Sawdust beer ain't what it used to be or Merit beer ain't what it used to be. And like, nah, bitch, it is. It's exactly what it is. It's always what it used to be because none of that shit's changing. And the stewards of the brand, like Aaron and Samuel, that are just making sure that it's very weird to call you both those names, but also kind of hot. But you know, just to make sure that you guys are just making sure the shit ain't slipping, and then it slaps. And this is to reassure people that like this is a net positive, and this is something that once again there is tens of situations like this that have happened around this country in America at the very least in the last year or so that are net positive because it's about sustaining businesses and keeping the industry growing and making sure that you're combining resources to be like, well, like you guys have very eloquently presented tonight, like let's make the best quality products and be able to get these ingredients a lot cheaper, which is better for everybody. And you know, whether it's just even if it doesn't change the consumer price point, it allows more profit margin on the brewery side to be able to hire people and to be able to afford different equipment and stuff. It's not like it goes into anybody's pockets. Like there's, someone just like people.
This is craft beer. No one's making any money.
Basically it all. Should we have a last beer and then we'll wrap it up?
Sure. Let's do it.
Sure.
I knew you guys. I'm going to do a blind marriage grab.
All right. We got a couple left. What do we got?
Which I think you already had.
Okay, I did.
So you can just do a blind grab right there. Do a blind grab. Oh, what do you got there? What do you got? Is it a beach? Yeah, Golden Beach. Let's go, bitch. Fun fact, Sam. That was one of the beers we were supposed to have last year when we did this pod.
This is the first beer we ever made at Sawdust City.
Oh, yeah?
Which we made at the school.
Okay. Tell me more. Tell me more about it, Samuel.
So one of the first things that was on this, before there was anything that anyone ever said the word hazy or whatever, that was on this can back in 20, whatever the fuck it was.
11? 12?
The hazy hue of a summer afternoon, and then now hazy is like a ubiquitous word that everybody uses.
It is not uncommon. So Golden Beach Pale Ale, was it originally like a clear pale ale, or was it like
no, it was always like supposed to be like this. It was always supposed to be like this.
A little hazy. Okay. What was the inspiration for that back before like hazy IPAs were a thing?
It was supposed to kind of look like a wheat beer, like a gem, like it was called Golden Beach Pale Wheat.
Oh, okay.
So, okay, I guess the Gumball Head.
Yeah, you got from Three Floyds,
Three
right?
Floyds. Yeah, so like, and then it was supposed to be all Amarillo, and then when I was at the school, they couldn't get Amarillo, so Bob Latimer, the goat,
Who?
Bob Latimer.
That's a Bob.
Bob is one of the. He's just a fantastic human. He used to run a hops company out of the fridge at Black Oak. He couldn't get Amarillo.
Talking about Hoppy Bob?
Yeah. So he's like, hey, you should try this new thing, Galaxy. I'm like, okay.
Galaxy? That sounds crazy.
Give me Galaxy. And that's how Golden Beach came.
Interesting.
Bobby Latz.
Oh, Bob. Hoppy Bob.
And Bob worked at the school?
No, he worked at Black Oak.
He was one of like the first hop guys
in
in Ontario.
He kept his hops in Black Oak's fridge. So we go back to this whole Black Oak thing. Like there was a community there. Like it was this.
Yeah.
Man, Ken was great. I don't think he gets enough credit for what he did for this province in terms of growing craft beer and allowing it to grow by being.
He also probably has like 30 years of photographic history as well.
Mostly of his feet.
His boots.
If you know Ken, you know what I'm talking about. But like he was just a wonderful human who allowed. There's no reason that he should have let us be there. He just did.
Yeah.
Like,
I've never had the opportunity to say the thank you to Ken that I wish I could.
Say it, man.
I don't. He's sold Black. I haven't seen him. He used to be around. He was everywhere. I haven't seen him in. I don't even know where he is anymore.
Is he in? To Black Oak closed down, I imagine.
No,
Silversmith bought them.
By Silversmith.
Yeah, they did. So does he still work for them?
No.
No,
but they're on Horner. They're still there. Horner Street, Tobago.
Okay. And Black Oak, remind me of what they did, because there was one brewery that did like beers from the 1800s or some shit.
Oh,
that was Black Creek.
Black Creek. Okay.
That was owned by Mike Arnold's brewery there. Owned by All or Nothing now. Not Port Credit.
Oakville.
Trafalgar.
I remember Trafalgar. I went there back in the day. Okay.
No. Ken did like kind of an English pale ale. It was a yellow 6-pack bottles, 341s, and then he did a nut brown. The nut brown was famous. 10 Bitter Years was
10
the big
Bitter Years. I think
IPA.
it was the one that like
I had that for
That changed the game in Ontario. I remember going to the release party for that.
Oh my god! I remember driving in. Like I was living in Mississauga at the time. Driving into the Rhino, like in Parkdale, the Rhino was a fucking awesome bar.
Yeah, I love that place. Parkdale.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Anyways, I drove in and I had. It was one of those moments where it was that you take a sip and then all the pepper is all like swirling in your head. You're like, oh my god, this beer is it was game changing. And then I had like 2 pints and I'm like, now I have to drive back to Mississauga. This is an 8% double IPA.
Back then,
I was younger. I could hold my booze.
different time. All right, yeah. So All or Nothing. Sorry, Black Oak. Sorry, Trafalgar became All or Nothing. Is that what you're saying?
No,
I think so.
All or Nothing took over Trafalgar for a bit.
Yeah, they bought them. I don't know what it is now.
And where was
I think
Trafalgar?
All or Nothing somewhere else.
Okay, it was over on Spears in Oakville.
Okay, so I went there in like 2011 with Scott. We did like a little beer trip, and I remember going there and getting those 650 ml bombers.
Yeah.
They were almost universally known as one of the worst breweries in Ontario.
Oh, they sucked fat dick. But
And they
there wasn't much locally, really.
really drove down the like in general the name of craft beer. Like this is one of the problems. Like there if you put all your eggs in a basket, you hope that everybody like put one. Well, I'm just using all these metaphors right now. But then like one bad apple spoils the bunch. Like
They even got I remember he was he was more like a business teacher for us, but he got like one of the first contracts across the country with Red Lobster. And you can still find the Red Lobster pint glasses sometimes in Valley Village. But it's like Trafalgar started shipping their beer across the country in really hot transport trucks, not really realizing, the detriment to the product. And so people were getting their beer in BC that was like vinegar. And so that was kind of like the first kick of the bucket for them. It was like, oh no.
Damn. I mean, like, it was a different time, man. Like, there was such little choice, and all of those things you just described. I don't know if most people didn't even knew. I didn't know what off flavors were. Like, you were just like, it was good or bad, and there was so few like local breweries to visit. Or I remember me and Scott, my old podcast host, which you never met, Spinney, but Sam knew Scott, and it's still my good friend to this day. We in 2011, well before the pod, we just did like, I don't know, my girlfriend went to fucking Jamaica, and we were like, all right, let's do like a weekend. We went to everywhere we could with Nickelbrook, and then we happened to be there, and John Romano took us downstairs and gave us a bunch of low fills of the green apple pilsner that they had back then. Like, that in hindsight, it's probably hot garbage, but it was so cool at the time. We went to Grand River with those labels that look like word art, Trafalgar, fucking, like, we went to a bunch of places that just drove around and just went to a minute, and we kind of went there. We didn't even really drink on premise. I think we just really just got shit to go. It's like filled up the trunk, and it was an interesting time because there really wasn't that many King Brewery, which became Thornbury, which now is Blue Mountain Brewery.
King made great beer. They actually made fantastic.
Do you remember who the brewmaster was there? Matt Tweedy.
Well, he grew up there. He learned there.
Yeah, so he was and then James, who's still now the head brewer there. So we did a pod with them, and now
he's a good dude.
James is a fucking champion. I mean, like, I text him all the time. We talk about coffee mostly because I got to see the machine.
I loved going we can there. I would go can there
at
working for that company, and he when it was still King, and he would always have the best pot of coffee going. It was sick.
I'm gonna tell him that, dude, because I talk to him all the time, and we just send each other like out. Because he got I got the little bit better version of the coffee machine than he did because he told me about it, and then the one that was a little bit better was on sale, and I went and got it. So we send each other like pics of our shitty latte art, trying to like get it better and stuff. He's such a champion. Like, I'll tell, like, yeah, man. Like, I feel like the Thornbury, they got a really cool system. They got a real cool setup going.
Have you been out to Thornbury?
We went in right before our event in May. They invited us up because they rebranded as Blue Mountain Brewery. So they did like a thing where they put us up in a hotel to come out, and I know. So it's Thornbury
facilities. What a lovely town.
It's beautiful, man. Like, we stayed in Thornbury and we went up to Meaford and saw Alex at Lovebird, and you can go down to Collingwood and see all the Mans down there, side launch and all the shit that's going on. Like, that whole area is beautiful, just wonderful. And like, I didn't really talk to him much, but then we did the pod, and then afterwards we just became mates, and now we just talk about coffee all the time. So very happy to hear that that's what you remember about it. I bet he will be fucking amped to know that, yo, Spinney, I said on the pod, like, yo, bro, you're the guy
I don't know.
with the fire coffee. He'd be stoked for that.
I wonder if he would remember me or not. Yeah,
I bet you he'll remember. Cool place. It's I think it's really I think it's really cool. There was like that time, like, what did we say earlier when you guys started? There was when Sawdust started. How many breweries was there?
There was about 35.
60.
When I came back in 2006, there was 35 breweries in Ontario.
In what year?
2006.
Okay, and what about 2011, 12 when you guys were doing this?
60
something.
2 to 65, yeah.
So basically, fuck all, and like across the province, that's pretty crazy. And it's and you see like that Matt from Tooth and Nail was working out there at Kings, and that James was working under Matt, and he was under the understanding that Matt's gone and made his thing. It's just I don't know, man. It's like it's such a beautiful history of craft brewing here in Ontario, which is I'm really proud to have been like trying to capture all of this on the pod. I think it's so sick, man. There's so many cool stories, and you guys just knowing each other, and like Sam, one of the earliest guests, and then Spinney. Now we're here. You helped me out a lot with like my move to Hamilton and stuff, and then having you on here a couple of times, and now with this is just like, and now you guys both in this new phase of the careers is just like. I think it's fucking wonderful. I think it's super cool, man. You guys are handling this like OGs, and you've got such positive attitudes, and you understand the challenges and not afraid to shy away from the challenges, which I imagine anybody at Laker Bays would be like, yeah, that's part of the things that we just got to figure out, and that's what it is. You just got to figure it the fuck out, and you guys are really like being like stewards of showing like what it can look like in this situation, man. And shouts to y'all. I'm actually more than anything really just happy it's you two who are mates, who are, even though you're not that different in age, but like mentor mentee type shit. Like you were the professor, you were like, yo bro, you can come fucking work, and you guys went through all this shit together, and now you're going through a whole nother load of shit together. And I don't know, man, isn't it like poetic? It's kind of cool.
Well, we've just been buddies for a long time. And like, we've been friends for so long. We've been through a lot, and we see the ups and downs, and we talk back and forth before or after all of this happened. It's just been a fun ride, and I'm glad that I was able to go along with Spinney for a lot of this. And like, man, we had so many good times, and I don't think any of those are going to end or stop.
No,
this is just
yeah.
It's the beginning of more good times.
We had fun in Montreal a couple weeks ago. That was great.
I feel like that was like the first time we got to hang out, like just hang out in so long.
Oh yeah, years. Yeah, it was great.
It went exactly as I predicted.
100%. Yeah, colored by numbers.
This went sideways.
That was colored by numbers for sure.
Oh my
God. The best kind of sideways?
Oh my God.
Oh, yeah.
It's like as miserable it was, like that drive home. Like I'm not saying it was miserable because it was just because I was so tired. Just oh my God. But I was also happy that like we exhausted 24 hours in Montreal as much as we could have. Like, what can we expect from this city in 24 hours? If this was a ripe fruit, if I were to squeeze it like this, that's what
because you got. Why didn't you go for 48?
Oh, because I had to drop my kid off.
Thanksgiving. It was
Thanksgiving.
Oh, Thanksgiving. Sorry, you.
So it was like I had a hard 6 a.m. Drop my kid off at hockey. Drive to Montreal. Pick me up on the way. Party 24 hours. Drive back. Thanksgiving Friday night.
Oof. Hey, Thanksgiving ain't till motherfucking Sunday.
Yeah, well, I got two families. We got things to do. Like. I have my dad on Saturday, my wife on Sunday. Like,
I understand, Sam. You know what? I shouldn't assume that everybody doesn't celebrate things all weekend long. Thanksgiving isn't a thing in Australia, so this is all very new to me still.
Do you guys do anything in Australia? No, Thanksgiving. No,
you don't even have a Plymouth Rock.
We have Christmas and Easter, and we have Melbourne Cup Day. And we have the grand final of the AFL. We have Queen's birthday. Nothing else fun. I just feel like there's way more fun shit here from Thanksgiving to Halloween, which I don't fuck with. I bet I would have fucked with if I grew up with it. What else is there? Black Friday now. Bargains.
Cyber Monday.
Cyber motherfucking Monday.
Cyber Monday. The holiest day of the calendar.
Yo,
God bless
the
Cyber
holiest
Monday.
day. Dog, it's the greatest. All the deals. I do most of my shopping in this time of year because it's all the deals. You're just like, all right, well, I'm going to get all the drip. I'm going to get all the shit that I need to get. Boom, boom, boom. You have to worry about for the rest of the year. You get all your Christmas gifts during Black Friday, so everything's at the best deal, and you got everything sorted for everybody. I think even Black Friday became a thing in Australia. If I'm not mistaken, that just shows how global and insane everything's gotten. Yeah.
I want to go to Australia in the fall now so badly. What?
Don't go in the fall. Go in the summer, man. Like Melbourne's
Wouldn't
lit.
the fall be the summer?
No, bro. Our fall? No, it's spring right now. So they're about to hit the summer. My birthday's in April, which is the fall.
So,
in
like,
Australia.
yeah, if we went right now, things would be just popping off.
So I used to go when I usually went February or March. That's the best. Okay, so you know what's weird? You know, here we go by the summer and solstice. The like summer is in September for like June 1st to September to August 31st. It's like June 21st or 20th until September. So in Australia, everything's on the first of the month for whatever the fuck reason. So summer, December 1st to February 28th or whatever. So that's when the summer. So I would usually go February or March. Pre-COVID, I would go February or March, and it was the best time. So their autumn, not so much. Their spring is probably chill, like September, October, November, I guess. But if you're going to go, it'd be better in January, February, March. Yeah, I know. It's so far. It's so far, Sam. It's so far.
Right, I'm sure it is, but like, you know what? You get one life. You might as well live it.
You know what? You're right. God damn it. You guys should go. You guys would be treated like gods if you ever decided to go. Yo, you had your beers sent out there, eh?
Yeah.
To Mr. West. So I know the dudes who own Mr. West, they bring out all the Canadian fucking beers. It's so sick. I'm so jelly of the Aussies because we don't get the same thing over here. The Aussies cold chain ship North American beers out there. Like maybe they charge $25 a can, but you know, it's.
Remember when we used to be able to get Coopers at the LC? Like, I
do. When I first moved here, they did. Yes. Coops, little fucking Coops, give that shit a roll, mate. Fucking crack that little South Australian gem.
So
Spinney
I watched
knows
that
about
show, Colin from The Office, and I really want to just go to that guy's craft brewery just to try it.
What's it called?
It's in the show. I don't.
The Office?
Colin from The Office. Colin from Accounts.
From Accounts.
The show is called Colin from Accounts. It's an Australian show.
Oh, Echo Park Brewery, a fictional location from the TV
but it's
show.
a real brewery.
Oh, is filmed inside the former Stockade Brewco building in Marrickville, Sydney. Fuck Sydney, bro. We don't fuck with them. I'm joking. Okay, that's gangster.
I'd like to try that place.
Are you guys familiar with? Beached As? Okay, so there was this cartoon whale in 20 years ago, and the whale got beached, and the whale was voiced by Aussies, and the whale was beached, and he was like, "Oh, hey, bro," and they do the New Zealand accent, and it was I had the whole thing. It was like a 1.5-minute video as my ringtone for a text message. It was so obsessed with it. I found out recently that the dude who did the voice for it owns a brewery in New South Wales, and I was talking to him to get him on the pod. It kind of like, I don't know what happened. I think he didn't. I gotta follow up, but like, there's definitely the beer scene in Australia is super interesting with some weird shit like that, with what you're talking about, with what I'm talking about. But I feel like they were always behind North America because I've only been back 3 times in 15 years, and they were always like, it was kind of cool because it was behind, but they were catching up quick, and it was like exciting, and I appreciated that. And now I feel like I was always bringing beers to my favorite breweries because I met a few people. I didn't know too many people, but I was bringing stuff from out here from America, from like I was bringing dudes heady and shit from other half and whatever to try and just be like, this is what these people are drinking out here. And it was it's a cool scene out there, man. It's pretty sick. And because they import sawdust beers, so they have the thing called Pint of Origin, which is based on State of Origin, which is a rugby league thing, which is not from where I'm from, but they have that in, I think it's like May every year. And it's like the idea is at different venues. So there'd be Mr. West typically would do Canada. So they'd be a Pint of Origin, meaning where all the Canadian beers are in this one place. And you go to this other venue, they're American. Go to this other venue and they're from Germany, whatever. And so they do stuff like that, and they really bring volumes of beer out there, and they really like focus on it. It's very cool. So if you were to go out there, I got a bunch of like bars and different people I can connect you with. I don't know a ton, but I know enough to be like, you just fucking boom, boom, boom. You'd be able to treat it like gods out there. They'd love it. It's fun. The cities are cool. Melbourne's sick, man. Sydney's sick. Brisbane's sick. It's just far.
You're right. It's very far.
But you just got to go, and I say that as I'm being a pussy, but I say that it's just go there for like a month and you're good. 2 weeks minimum because of jet lag. Like I feel like it takes 5 to 7 days to kind of like level out, and then if you leave,
I went to Japan.
How was that?
It was a lot, but like I don't know, I was much younger then. I would say
Different times.
A day and a half, I was like good to go. But like I said, I would have been like 20.
Oh, that's a different time. I went to Australia last in 2019, so I'm 44, so I would have been 39. And it was like 39? No, 38. And it was fine, but it took days. I was there for 2 weeks, and it just took 3 to 5 days at least to kind of balance out, to just like really like feel
Normal.
Yeah, it's just like it's hard, it's difficult, and it really I don't know if it's the same with Asia, but that's what I found going down there, because it's like 5 to 6 hours to the West Coast and then 16 hours to Melbourne from there. So that's on airtime at least 21 hours airtime, not to mention the airport waiting, blah blah blah. So usually 25 to 30 hours round trip time, and you lose a day. So you leave on a Friday, you get there on a Sunday, you don't really experience Saturday that much. Like it's just in the air. So it's, it's like a whole thing, and that's just sort of what turned me off a little bit about going back. I do love the place, but it's such a whole thing. It's and getting older, I'm not particularly interested in traveling in sitting 16 hours up like this.
I know.
I'm like, if I can't lay the fuck down, I've never laid down on a plane. I've never done anything like that. I'm just being a bit particular about it. Yeah.
I gotta go to bed. I'm done.
I feel like Spinney's out of here anyway.
I think he just pieced out. Like the fucker just pieced out.
Yeah, I wasn't sure what's happening. All right, go to bed. Where can everybody find Sawdust online in real life? And where can everyone find Merit? We can figure that out too.
SawdustCityBeer.com.
Beautiful.
You can look it up. Everything's available online. And then always stop by. We always love to see friendly faces at Sawdust City. That's our favorite thing. If you can make it up, please come by.
That's what I'm saying. I love it. And it's meritbrewing.ca and at Merit Brewing on Instagram as well. So you can check that out. But brother, thank you so much, man. Thank you for doing this. Thank you for hanging out. Thank you for just like, you both were really awesome in just being so honest and upfront with all of this. And I think people will really appreciate it, man. Like it's very cool. So thank you.
Well, I appreciate it. Thanks for giving us a place to talk.
Hell yeah, all the time. We'll finish up off air, but thank you so much, Sam. You're a legend. Guys, thank you so much for watching and listening. If you enjoyed the episode, smash the thumbs up, hit subscribe below, hit the notification bell so you know when the new drops. Follow us everywhere at BAOS Podcast. Check out the long form audio, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, all that bullshit, guys. We'll see you in the next one. Cheers, y'all.